Greetings, citizens! In this video, I'm starting the hardcore world that I've always wanted. For our first episode, I plan on establishing a starter area that can grow into a sprawling metropolis, and maybe share a few facts about the founding of ancient Rome while we're at it. I have lots of plans for this world, which means we're going to need a really solid start. I'd like to find a larger flat area that has space to grow. So once again, we're going to start in the most unique way possible, by gathering wood. Let's get set up with a pickaxe and a crafting bench. I haven't called it that in a while. Crafting table. Ooh, horsies. And it looks like we can grab some stone right here. That should be plenty for now. We've got the basics. Let's grab some food. Hello, food. Whoa, that was weird. So you may notice this is a pretty ideal start. We're right in a plains biome, plenty of stuff all around us. And full disclosure, I did do a little bit of research on seeds for worlds before I started. We're going to be in this world for a very long time, and I wanted to make sure it was a good one. The reason I chose this world is because right from spawn, not only do you start in the plains and there's plenty of trees all around. Ooh, and sheep, hello. Hold that thought, citizen. I'd like a bed, please. Oh, your resource pack is a little screwed up, buddy. You see that? Your face is looking a little interesting, but that's fine. Thank you. Oh, and I guess that wasn't necessary because that's what I was going to say. There's also a village right near spawn. In fact, if we hop into free cam really quick, leave our body behind, there's a village here, there's one right over there, and there's one down there. I mean, look at this start. Isn't this the most perfect start you've ever seen? So I'll try to throw the seed in the description below if you'd like to play on the same world. In the meantime, we have some taxes to collect. Hello, plebs. Oh, I'll also put the resource packs in. I must be using a resource pack that gives this guy a beautiful goatee. Looking good, buddy. Now, what would you like to contribute to Rome? Guess we don't need to steal the beds. Ooh, I do want to steal this, though. Yes, yes. Interesting discourse. They're so clever. Ooh. Aha, our first chest. Yes. So what is my plan, I hear you asking? I went into this world with less prep than usual. And aside from the seed, that is. I wanted a good seed, but aside from that, I'm not quite sure what I want to do. Because last time we did a hardcore world, that was my only complaint. I didn't have a really great starting area. I didn't build for expansion, all that sort of thing. But I did like going in without much of a plan, so that's the idea here. I say we get as much as we can from the plebs, which this is great right here. We've got one of each. Yeah, one of each, at least. So great on farms. We don't need to steal a bed, we can make our own. And at least for the time being, we have plenty of food. So let's actually do that. I will take you. And then once we've completed our little tax run over here, we're gonna find the area where we wanna start, setting down to get a base. Ooh, hello. A starter base set up. And then kind of just take it from there. And I hate to say it, but I would actually like some iron from the get-go too. So if you wouldn't mind just standing right there. Thank you. There we are. And there's our first 4 iron. Plenty more to come in the future. And as our sweet princes go to sleep here, I can say that is a very successful first day. Tomorrow, we find a place to settle down. Out of my bed, goatee. I know I've got my own, but more satisfying to take yours. So, as far as a starter base. Oh, hello. There's our first Skeletron down there. No thank you. We're not quite ready for that yet, but for the starter base, I believe it's while I was running around over here that I saw that area. Look at that over there. Right between all of the water, we've got the villages nearby. Lots and lots of plains, like I said, flatter area that we can build into. In fact, look, it goes really far. Surrounded by hills, we got cherry blossoms there, snow on the horizon. It looks like there might be an ocean over there. So that seems like it might be a pretty good spot. I might just want to bring a few more saplings with us. That way we can start terraforming and building. Grab a few of these. Every Roman legionary's favorite pastime, flower collecting. The manliest pastime. Wow, there's a lot of it over here. Come to think of it, something else we might want to do before we head over there is find spruce trees. I mean, if you've been with the channel for a while, you know I kind of can't survive without spruce trees. And now that we're standing up here, and like I said, I think that's a really good spot for a starter base, I'm seeing that spruce is way over there. So what we could do is head down here. Is there anything else we need up here, by the way? I don't think so. So why don't we head down? I'll create a couple chests. We'll drop off a lot of the stuff, then we'll head over to grab some spruce. I do like these resource packs that I'm using. You can get sheep that have horns like that, and the pigs, some of them look a little bit different. The villagers definitely look different. Very cool stuff. So this is probably home right over here. We will have to do some terraforming, but I think it'll be good. Let's Get our chests by this tree so we don't lose them. Drop off all of the basic stuff that we picked up, and then that will be here when we get back. It wouldn't hurt to get coal on the way too, so remind me of that. That's your job. You remind me of things because I'm very forgetful. And let's go get some spruce. We are going to need a bridge here eventually, but for now... Oh, look at the little baby cow. I do love fresh animations. I think that's what it's called, right? Yeah, fresh animations. So that's a couple of the things I'm using right there. Just brings so much life into the mobs. Note to self, there's lava here. That's great. And here is our best friend, spruce. I'll take many, many, please. Aw, no saplings? Really? Come on, there we go. That is probably enough to start our own little tree farm. Hello, little chickens. Don't need any of those yet. Wow, look at that salmon. It's huge. Is that normal? Is that a resource pack? That's gotta be one. Anyway, we have what we need. Let's head back. Now that we're back, if we go into FreeCam one more time and take a look, this is, again, the area I'm thinking for a starter base. But we've got little things like this, little cracks and ravines, little ponds. Still don't have any coal, so we might make some charcoal. We are going to go digging. But this all needs to be cleaned up. I'd like a huge kind of flat area on top of this. We need to pick the Y level that we're mainly looking for, and I might even just join up these two areas here. And it might seem silly to do that before I have a lot of good resources, but, you know, we may, like I see coal right there, we may just jump down into a mine, or even over here. Looks like there's a lot of likely areas, so maybe we'll collect a few more things, and then I'll pick a Y level and just flatten everything out to that level, which, yes, will take a while with stone tools, but that's just the way my brain works. I kind of need to do this first before I can go any further. So first things first, let's go over here, grab some coal, and see if there's any iron. Or even copper. We can make ourselves some armor with the copper. Speaking of copper, hello. Just sort of hopping along the cliff face, and it is paying off. Yes. Watch my back, citizen. There could be anything in here. Hello. Or nothing, I guess. Except coal and iron. Another little cliff face with more goodies. Ow. After this one, I think we'll have enough to get started. That should do the trick. A neat half stack of coal. Now, as far as the Y level, if you open F3, you can see that at sea level here, I'm at about 63, Y level 63, or 62 if I'm in the water, which means this is 64, and that might be a good level, except that would be a lot to clear off. At the same time, this is a forever world, so it might be worthwhile. Actually, maybe just enough for the starter house, which is probably going to be right up here. Then when we get better tools, we can clear off the rest. How does that sound? I'm glad you agree. Before we do that, I'll probably do a little bit of extra prep. We'll have an opportunity to try our first time lapse and most likely Roman fact. And then when we're done, we should have a good little starter area and we can start thinking about building a house. Sounds like a plan. Let's do it. We'll need plenty of wood as we're starting out, so I started a little tree farm area for oak, as well as little dirt platforms in the nearby river for spruce. I don't like podzol spreading all over the grass where we're building, so I always try to do this over the water. I made a little fenced-in area nearby and invited some of the nearby sheep and cows to join our burgeoning community. They wholeheartedly agreed to join up, and we immediately started increasing the population for further conscripts later on. I got some furnaces running to make charcoal and process the copper and iron, and then decided it would be a good idea to plant our produce that the villagers donated to our cause. It should keep growing as we take on the impressive Roman feat of shaping the earth for our purposes. I was grabbing some extra stone for tons of shovels for the project when I found a cave. I thought about exploring it, but decided it was a bit too spooky for us at this point, so I bravely ran away. As we start our terraforming project, we can tackle our first Roman fact of the day. Since we're starting a new series at the beginning, I thought we could start our facts at the beginning as well. We can start with the founding of Rome. According to legend, Rome was founded in 753 BCE by twin brothers, Romulus and Remus. Abandoned as infants and left alone in the Tiber River, they were famously rescued and suckled by a she-wolf. When they grew up, they decided to build a city, but a bitter argument over its location led to Romulus slaying his brother. Thus, the city was named Rome after its first king and sole survivor, Romulus. If anybody needs dirt, I've got it. So that was all from over here, and if we free cam it one more time, you'd think that would be more, right? I mean, I spent a decent amount of time, you'd think there'd be more. And yes, there is enough room for what I want to do, probably. It's just this looks very strange. Also, this guy was bugging me the whole time. But either way, a thought occurred to me, something that probably should have occurred to me before I even started this whole process. I wanted to wait on villagers until one of the future videos, because if you've been around for a while, you'll remember our original Hardcore World series. The first video, I did pretty much everything. I got fully enchanted diamond gear, We beat the Ender Dragon. I had, you know, the base built up, all that sort of stuff. I want to take it a little bit slower with this one. So I had planned on waiting for villagers, but what if we at least just got a toolsmith and saw if we could get a shovel? Because, I mean, this is going to take half the video if I keep trying to do with stone shovels and copper shovels. So maybe we grab a few stacks of spruce and see if we can head over there. Yeah, let's do a little bit of prep work, and I'm going to see if we can get this done. I found some gravel. We're going to get some flint just so we can make some fletchers. There we go. 6 can get us 3 fletching tables. We'll get the rest of the spruce that's left over. And yes, during that time I also found pumpkins and sugarcane, so that should come in handy. That should be a pretty good start. Let's go pay a visit to the plebs. And I don't think we've been to this one yet, right? Oh, hello. You are a weaponsmith. Not quite. Do you have any goodies for me? You do! Hello! Ooh, iron spear. Neat. And now we're fashionable. The latest fashion. Iron boots. May as well poke around a little bit, see if anybody else has anything for us. Hello. Ooh, fancy man. I will take your bread and sticks and bundle. I really never started using the bundle. I can hold a mixed stack of items. Yeah, I don't know. I'm too stuck in my ways. Give me a shulker box any day. Ooh, emeralds. That's exactly what we're going to be looking for. Thank you. Okay, so we got all their stuff. Why don't we kind of just do the old gather a few plebs in a hole so they can't get away and trade with them until we get what we want. Nice and easy. Is everybody in this village a farmer? Kinda looks that way. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Rather than a hole, we'll be fancy. We will capture some plebs in this fence. And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think I have carrion. No, I do not. I wanted to go mainly vanilla for this series, so we're gonna have to do this the hard way. 3 fletching tables in here, set up so they can't jump over the fence. Then we destroy job blocks and hope that they just kind of run over and try to get into that one. Hey, look fella, over here. That's your original job block. Do you want that? Smells good, doesn't it? Yeah, but what if it was gone? Do you want these other ones? Oh, good job. He knew just what to do. Alright, you're next. And actually, both of you. I'm gonna destroy both your job blocks. Perfect. Are they taking the bait? Go on, get a new job. You'll love it. Oh, we got more farmers here. Everybody just gathering. Break all these. Nobody has any jobs. They're gonna want the ones I'm offering. And in fact, we could put the last one in there too. That should help, which is, I believe, a smithing table. I hope. Right there. I know you want it. Somebody does. Oh, I put the... Ah, you didn't tell me, citizen. I put the wrong one down. There we go. Who wants it? It's a brand new job. It's so fancy. Come on, look. Got tasty job blocks. Nobody cares? You don't want a job? You got a fancy mustache and you don't want a job, really? Alright, we'll wait until tomorrow. Somebody will jump in here and take these jobs, and then we'll get started trading sticks for emeralds, and emeralds for lots and lots of shovels. Hopefully enchanted iron ones. I mean, diamond would be great if we can get there, but at least iron. There they go. Good job. Actually, before I go to bed, let's get everybody locked in and trade some sticks. What a deal! Hopefully there's no baddies around, and if there are, hopefully the iron golems have my back. But I don't know about that. Okay, that should do it. So right away we got 48 emeralds. We can start trading for some shovels here, and we just hope that one of the trades as he levels up is a better shovel. It is not a sure thing that he'll offer it, which is unfortunate, but do your best, buddy. I was afraid of that. I don't really have a lot of iron to sell, but we'll do a little bit just to try to get you leveled up. Oh, we're gonna do all of it. Okay, whatever. There will be plenty of iron in the future. Speaking of which, I thought I saw walking iron around here somewhere. Oh well. No! Diamond hoe, iron axe. Okay, we're gonna trust you. We're gonna keep going. But you better have a diamond shovel coming up. I mean, I'll use this stuff, so that's alright. They're so eager to part with their emeralds. I love it. Okay, just about out of wood, but that's a lot of emeralds. Where did you go? Here we go. Keep you leveling up. Keep buying all this stuff I don't need. I'm watching you, buddy. This better be a good trade. Yes! Okay, diamond shovel efficiency 2. Perfect. Let's get as many of these as we can, which might only be 3, I think. Yep, that's fine. This should be much better to get the job done. And I mean, hey, I'm here. No, I don't really need a diamond axe. Look at all these. Yeah, I've got a ton of iron ones. Okay, that was a very short and profitable trip. Look at that. Thanks, buddies. I will leave most of this here. I'll bring the good stuff. Yeah, look at that. Short trip. Look, a bunch of diamond and iron stuff, enchanted stuff. They're not the smartest things in the world, but very helpful. Anyway, we've got our 3 diamond shovels. We're going to try that instead. So that means back to time-lapse. Geography was Rome's first major advantage. The early settlement was built upon 7 distinct hills: the Aventine, Caelian, Capitoline, Esquiline, Palatine, Quirinal, and Viminal. These hills provided natural defenses against invaders and kept the early Romans above the marshy, malaria-ridden valley floor. The Palatine Hill in particular represented affluence in the ancient world, where the wealthy and powerful eventually built their palaces. Look at that beautiful blank canvas. And it only took like 20 stone shovels and like a few diamond shovels. So this should be plenty of space. I'm eventually going to clear all of this too. I kind of just rounded it off for now, but eventually I think all of the rest of this is going to be at the same level, but that I think is going to be more like fully enchanted netherite shovel type of thing. This is plenty of space for now. And as I was doing that, I was thinking about what I want to build here, and I think I have a pretty good idea about what that's going to be, but there is a problem. Looking through what I have right now, which is honestly mainly dirt, I don't have the building materials that I want to be able to build the things that I have in mind. So that means I'm probably going to do a little bit of cleaning up around here, maybe work on replanting all of the farm. And in case you're curious, those 2 are almost broken, that's why they're there. But yeah, we'll probably collect all the trees, do some farm stuff. But after that, we're probably going to go caving for a little while. I need some more blocks, some more stuff. We used all the iron trading as well, so we need more iron. I need to get some armor. There's still a lot to do. So let's do a little bit of maintenance around here first. Collect all of this, replant all this stuff. You get the idea. Then we'll have to find an open cave or establish a mine. I'm not sure which yet. There we go. That's everything collected. Oh, that grew really quickly. One more. So we'll clean out the inventory, and then, like I said, we're going to find somewhere to either, go caving or start a mine. The reason for that is we need some more stone variants. In particular, I'd like to keep a lookout for granite, because I think that would look nice. But I wouldn't hate some andesite, some additional stone, maybe some diorite, so you get the idea. We need all that stuff, and also iron. We definitely need iron. So we could establish a mine around here, or we could try to head in there and see what's waiting for us. Let's take a look through this cave first. Looks like it does go deeper in a little bit, yeah. I wish I kept some of that iron because I want a bucket so we could get lava. Then actually this right here too. Could have used it to make a little lava dripstone farm. I also really would not mind a shield. And it turns out this doesn't go any further back, so not really any luck in here. There is a good amount of copper, so if we want to be safe, we could go back real quick and turn that into armor. Yeah, let's do that. We'll get some armor, then actually we can run over there and get some cherry tree saplings, just because, we need them anyway. And we'll see if we find any caves over there. We can get ourselves a chest plate, some leggings. Is that, yeah, exactly enough. Okay, put all of that on, feeling a bit better, and looking a bit better. And we'll just wait for this because I want to be able to use it to make more pickaxes just in case. Then we head over that way. And last one right there, 17. Good enough. Off to adventure. We kind of lucked out with this biome. There's only like 5 trees. Normally they're a lot bigger than that. There's also a cave right here. Hello. Ooh, wow. That opens up quite a bit. Got some extra emeralds in here. No iron on this side. Try to... Ooh, there's some right beneath me, actually. Hello. Yes, I will. Thank you very much. Alright, let's build across so we can go get that. No, no, no. No meal for you. Just have to go hungry. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I'm glad I saw that. Please no skeletrons that could shoot me off of my little bridge. Alright, beautiful. Iron just for me. Why, thank you. Anything else? I hear a skeletron, and I don't like that. Oh, there he is. But I want to get this iron. Thank you. Alright, I think that's enough in here. Now that we have that, let's get some saplings, and I guess some of the pink petals as well. Why not? There we are. And we want to keep it looking nice up here, so we'll probably be kind. And replant anything that we chop down. Legion V, Nature Lover. Alright, now that we're up here, good vantage point. Let's take a look around. Lots of really neat looking icy areas over there. And you see what I was talking about earlier about the plains biome. I mean, there is so much space to expand into here. It's incredible. That looks good. Let's go check that out. Try to hit any caves on the way down. Ow. Ooh, goodies. Thank you. We're up to 19 iron, not terrible. We could also stop at the village on the way back, see if there's any iron chunguses or chungai. Can I make this jump? Is that dangerous? It's probably dangerous, but I think we could probably make this, right? Ooh, boy. Ooh. Ooh. And look what's at the bottom. We got that for bravery. And anything in here? Looks like it goes deeper in, turns into dripstone cavern type area. Don't really need that yet. Ooh. Oh. Hey, fella. No, 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 no. No, thank you. What? No. I've definitely taken out a monster before that I'm mobbed at. Hadn't I? I thought... Really? That was the first one? If you say so. Okay, let's go check out the portal. It's a little bit of granite here. I wasn't really watching, so I might have passed some up earlier and just didn't notice, but start paying attention now. In fact, this whole wall is granite. Let's do some collecting. There goes my pickaxe, but we're getting a couple stacks. Ooh, some hidden iron down here too. Lucky, lucky. In fact, while we finish this, we should probably smelt a bit of the iron and make a pickaxe and maybe also a bucket that we can get some lava. I don't know. Well, yeah, it just makes sense to get it. This will take me another minute or two anyway. Okay, that's 2 pickaxes worth. About 4.5 stacks. That should be a pretty good start. And now that we have some iron, get an iron pickaxe so we can get the gold at the nether portal. And that too, I thought I made one of those. I have a terrible memory. Let's also make ourselves a shield. Feel a little bit safer. And why not? We'll get a bucket as well. That's enough for now. This is one of the big ones too. So we'll grab some lava while we're here. We will check the chest. Ooh, golden carrots. Nice. Unbreaking golden shovel. Silk touch. That might come in handy. Bane of arthropods. Not even worth picking up. And I don't know that I want this. I'm just gonna get that. Okay, we'll get the golden shovel. Now for the gold. Hello. Thank you. Alright, that's a pretty full inventory. We might want to head back with this stuff. I don't know exactly how much I will need. Granite, that is. But I think I also probably want deep slate. And to me, that means we should most likely just open a mine. Ooh, white stallions. Might have to come back here once we get a stable up and running. Horse is fit for an imperial officer. Once we get back, the question is, do we want a, I guess, like permanent mine location, one that we're gonna keep? And if so, should it be on the island itself, like in and amongst where the starter base is going to be? Or do we want to have kind of like a bridge leading from this portion over here, and then the mine leads into the mountain? Because seems like, you know, makes more sense to have it in a mountain than just like digging right in the middle of here. Not that it really matters. Could always do both. Either way, let's clean out the inventory first. Get all of this stuff cooking up. I forgot to stop by the village, but I guess it makes sense to come back anyway. That way we can get the emeralds. I was thinking about getting a bow, especially if we're going to be heading back underground. Better safe than sorry. Also spruce for more trades. Oh yeah, I forgot I planted trees over there. Hey plebs, did you miss me? They all said, ha. That means yes, yes, of course we did. They simply don't know what to do with themselves when I'm not around. In a way, they cease to exist. Alright, let's see if you guys can get me an enchanted bow. You're close. Think that's all they can manage today. Wait, does anybody sell arrows? Oh good, you do. Okay. I guess I can wait. It's better to see if one of them has like a decent enchanted bow. But in the meantime, I will take a backup shovel because that's a little bit, you know, damaged from before. Then, I mean, we're here. I may as well get the axe. And can we level you up? See what your last trade is? May as well. We're here. What have you got for me? Ooh, Unbreaking 3 diamond pickaxe. I'd be a fool not to. Why, thank you. Knock down these with the new axe. There we go. You refreshed. That should level you up. And then hopefully... Okay, personal space. Personal space, buddy. There we go. Power 1. Eh, kind of garbage. Is anybody else going to level up? Unbreaking 1. And power 2, punch 1. I don't really have enough iron. Well, I don't have enough iron for an anvil. Otherwise, I would... Well, let's get this one. Power 2, punch 1, and Unbreaking 1. If we end up getting an anvil, we can put them together. It'll be a, you know, decent starter bow, but we do need several stacks of arrows. I mean, I never miss, so I probably won't need all of these, but, you know, it's just in case, you know, that we'll be fine. Okay, that's good for now. Let's grab some free iron. Thank you, fella. And then we should be ready to head back. Thanks again, boyos. I love how I said earlier I didn't really want to do villagers in this video, and I've gotten, like, all diamond gear so far from villagers in less than 20 days. I can't help myself. I more meant in future videos, if you saw when we did the the trading hall video. I'm talking something like that. In the future, we're gonna have, you know, it'll be like an entire 100 days about setting up villagers and getting every kind that we could possibly need and just go completely nuts with it. All right, so can I do this? No, I'd have just not enough. I need 3 more because you can't just do it like this, right? You'd have to, yeah, that would disenchant it. So we need an anvil. Let's run over to that other village over there. Might be another golem, and that'll give us what we need. And then once again, we'll be ironless, but then we'll go mining, and we should be good. Hello, iron golem. We've been here, right? Oh no, I don't think we've been here. Sweet. Lectern. Thank you. I'll take the books. Maybe we haven't been here. You'd think I would have grabbed that already. Ow. Aha, there you are. Hopefully that's at least 3. Oh yeah, there you go, we're good. We'll have 1 left over, but also just to be sure, so did I not loot this place already? I don't think I did. How negligent of me. These I could use for that lava farm, and I don't have to spend the iron on it then. Got tons of these in this village. Another book, a feather, another bundle, and some paper. It's a 3rd one. I don't need any more, any more of the cauldrons. Ooh, saddle though. I do want a saddle. And I'm pretty sure I already grabbed one of these, but just in case, I'll get another one. Whoa, look at this house. Yeah, something went wrong there. Same thing. Goodness. Compass in case we need it, why not? This place had a ton of goodies for me, but I think that's it. Now we can head back, combine the bows, and feel a bit better about heading down into a mine. Okay, get these put together. We're down to 1 iron again. That kind of stinks, but it is what it is. If we do it this way, it costs 2. If we swap them, it costs 6. So we definitely want that one. Power 2, punch 1, unbreaking 1. I shall take it. Alright, we're feeling better about that. And thinking about a mine entrance, like I said, we could have a bridge leading over here that connects up there, but honestly, it's a short walk over, but I don't really want to have to run back and forth. I'd rather just have it right in the central area. And like I said, we could always change where the mine is. And I'm planning, like, you know, kind of a central courtyard and then stuff surrounding that when we finally get to build. So maybe the mine should be like off in a back corner over here, or over here. Yeah, maybe let's do over on this side. Nice and out of the way. Right now, we'll just start with a little hole in the ground, but eventually, when we're building, we'll make it look a lot more impressive. So for now, let's do something like this. Have it 4 wide at the start, and then once we get to this point, we will shift to 2 wide. Right away, it looks like we hit granite, so that's not too bad. So, same drill as usual. I am going to get this mine established. We're going to dig down, get to at least deep slate level because I want to collect deep slate for our builds over here. And you shall be the first to know when anything interesting happens. Here we go. Well, it looks like we've got a little water area down here. Not necessarily an issue. We'll just have to do, well, first of all, we need to get this iron. Then we can just fill the area with cobble and break it again to clear it out. But first, come back here, you. The old door trick to breathe, and grab all the goodies. This is always kind of a pain, but as long as it's a manageable amount, I just don't like to change the direction of the stairway leading down to a mine. So if I can keep it straight down, I like to do that. There we go. Now we just fill it all in, and we should be good to go. There we go. Onward. Okay, couple surprises looks like. We just hit deep slate, but it also looks like we're coming into a mine shaft. These must be more common than I realized because it seems like just about every time I open up a mine, I hit a mine shaft. Not complaining though, there should be some goodies in here. Hello. We'll keep the cobwebs, or yeah, I've only got the 1 iron. We'll come back. I don't know if I'll need those for anything, but we may as well use shears rather than break them. There's some farms, like later in the game, that require cobwebs, so I like to have them. I also turned on glowing ores, so if those look a bit different, that's why. Just makes it a bit easier to see and collect. Okay, what does this open up to? Oh, I see a friend down there. Oh my, I see many, many friends down there. Ow! Time to use the bow. Hey! That guy did a lot of damage. So we're gonna avoid heading out there. I don't know if you caught it, but there were, like, plebiscite level of mobs out there. And they're coming for me again. This guy. Nope. No. Come on now. Bring it. It would be nice to drop 1 or 2 torches out here just so right by us. There's not as many spawning. Stop it. The bow was definitely the right choice. Get out of here. I am better. I'm the better shot. Back to life. Yeah. Once we're more equipped, we could always... Ooh, there's an iron vein right there. Yeah, when we're better equipped. This is easy enough to find, so we can always come back. For now, we'll just make sure it's lit up where we can manage. Get a bit more of this. I don't know if I'll need it, but just in case. Okay, so yeah, definitely big cave we can explore in the future. And more of the mine shaft, obviously. But for now, we are going to continue the mine because this is not as much about, collecting the goodies that can be found in a mine shaft. It's more about material gathering so we can start building. So we will leave this for future exploration and continue heading down. Looks like we got another little cave here and some iron. I've been running into a lot of iron, actually. I will not complain about that. Got some emeralds. Actually, that's rare, isn't it? The deep slate emeralds. Got some tough. That might not be bad, but I don't know that I need it yet. Not a whole lot down here. Ooh, wait, it does keep going down. So, there is actually quite a bit. I don't want to forget how I got in, so we'll put 3 torches down. Ooh, did I just see? Yes, I did. Hello, beautiful. Diamonds! Yeah. We'll just kind of take a cursory glance around. I don't want to get lost. And we're pretty full up here. I want to bring my stuff back. And I guess we're here. We'll get a little bit of tough. Hey, it pays off. Look at that. Tough trying to hide the diamonds from us. As if. Ooh. Looks like 6. Up to 8. Not bad. And it opens up to another larger cave that I don't really feel like exploring in full right now, for being honest. Yeah, look at that. I will grab that. So from across the way. Pew! I never miss. Oh, come on. More are spawning as we're standing here. Quickly, quickly, before more come in. Okay, that's all of them. Quickly, quickly. Oh, yeah. Yep. And I say we call it there. This place is incredibly busy. And we can come back if we want to do, more deeper in there. But I'm very pleased with what we got. 11 diamonds, 39 iron, 18 gold. Got some redstone, lots of building blocks. Now, can he find his way back to the mine shaft? Unclear at this point. Oh, here it is. Look at that. I'm going to fill this stack of cobbled deep slate, and then we're going to head back up. There we go. That is a successful trip. Obviously, we didn't get down to bedrock, so that will be a goal eventually. But for now, we may have enough to start shaping out what I plan on building. And if not, we can come back down, like, for example, more granite. There's some right here. Andesite. We're down to deep slate level. We should be in good shape now. It looks like we were missing a rainy day as well, so no complaining there. So why don't I use the remainder of this rainy day to process most of the ores that we picked up. I'm also going to start 2 stacks of cobblestone smelting so we can get stone. Then we'll have all this stuff processed, and we can start looking at if we want to start building. See you in a few. I did some sorting, well, not really sorting, just a little bit more what makes sense to me. Mainly just getting all of the wood types and sort of valuable things into this chest, amongst other things. And now we're just waiting for the last couple things, these stacks of stone, so that I can then put some logs in, just to keep the charcoal production up. Once we have that, we'll go look at all the materials we have and start building. There we go. I haven't really talked about it much, so what is the plan over here with the space that we have for this video anyway? I'd like sort of a comprehensive starter, not really base, but pavilion. Maybe that would be a better way to put it. If we go into FreeCam, we have a lot of space, but it'll, I think, get used up pretty quickly. So what I was thinking, right in the middle here, I do sort of a farm and pavilion central area. So it'd be 4 plots with maybe like a fountain in the middle, something like that, and a pathway running all the way around. Off of the pathway, we can build our other structures. So a starter house, maybe like an animal barn, a storage area, all that sort of thing. And then the pathway can continue moving in this direction so that once we've cleared more, we can continue to build. I want it to be very Roman in the sense that it's efficient, it's organized. So that's why I brought the dirt. Let's mark out where we think the plots of the farms are going to go, and then that could probably guide us from there. Should I count? Should I make sure this is like the absolute center, or at least pretty close? Yeah, maybe I should. So it looks like this area is about 100 by 70. So about 100 blocks across and about 70 from here to here. So I guess if we go to the edge and count in about 50, and then from here count in about 35, that should get us a pretty central area. 47, 48, 49, 50 right there, and 35. So actually it'd be right there. Does FreeCam agree? Does that look like a very central spot? It almost doesn't, which is a bit odd. I feel like it should be more up here-ish. That's just an estimate. That's close. If we go with our gut and say, actually pretty close to where I'm standing, this feels more accurate. What do we think? Over here, where I counted out, closer to the water, or right here? Especially because it might give us more room if we're going to be building things near the water. Yeah, I'm going with my gut. Let's get rid of that. I did try to draw this out ahead of time so I could figure out about what space we'd need, and I think each of those 4 is going to be water, and there'll be 4 plots surrounding it. It's not going to be the most efficient setup that we could do for the plots of land, but I think it'll look nice, which sometimes I prefer over efficiency. We do need another bucket so we can get water, and I think, yeah, I brought some of these diamond hose with. We'll need that. And if I have some seeds, not a lot for some of these, but enough to get started. And it is going to include everything. So actually, we're going to bring the pumpkins, we're going to bring sugarcane. It's going to have pretty much everything that we can plant over there. And now that I'm approaching, I'm wondering if that'll bother me, because this does look more central now. Let's look from this angle. Oh yeah, that really does look like it's too far to the right. Okay, last adjustment. We're going to move the center to here. So 4 blocks over, not too much. Better to get it right from the start. Okay, let's check that from both angles. Looking from over here, definitely more centrally aligned. Going around. Yeah, I mean, I think that'll be fine. It does not have to be perfect, because like I said, we're going to be building up a lot of stuff over here, and it's not going to be evenly built. Some structures might be bigger than the others, so I think this will be good. Let's get a temporary infinite source over there so I don't have to run quite as far every time. There we go, and bloop. Get these filled in, and then we really hope that I did the math correct, because like I said, it'll be 4 plots, it'll lead up to a central area. I want stairs and pathways leading in like a plus sign in between. So we can actually check that now. This should be 4 out in each direction. And then the reason I said this won't be entirely efficient is because we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, filling this in. Same on the other side, but then we are not going to fill in the last corner. So ideally, we'd have all of this space as well for a farm, but I'm not going to with these. And just to check that I did my math correctly, we should be able to do this and have that space left for pathways in between. So it looks like I'm good. I can actually math. There we go. So that should be 4 even plots. Looking good so far. And then it will be raised up a level here. I'm just not sure if I want all of this dirt or... No, it might be stairs instead, actually. Actually, let's get some of these planted so that I can, you know, they'll just start growing already. And I know they tend to grow faster, at least I think this is true, if you do them in alternating rows. So like wheat, carrot, potato, beetroot, I think that makes them grow faster, but I don't need these to grow super fast. They're not, like I said, they're mostly not about efficiency. If we need way more in the future, I plan on just making mega farms somewhere, or even automated produce farms. So this is more just like the early game type of stuff. Okay, there we go. Now this could be temporary, I'm not quite sure yet. But just to make sure they have light, we'll cover that with a slab, get a fence down with a torch on top. We might go a little bit fancier, more of a design in the future, but for now, we'll just do that. And then let's grab some stairs and see how I might want to do this. Maybe 3 on each side. Then if we grab the stone that we cooked up, and let's do some of that as stone brick, and maybe half a stack as the stairs. And then we have to decide what we want to do here to wrap around. Maybe we will want more of the stairs, because maybe if I did something like this all the way around. How do we feel about that? Nice and simple design, but should look nice. Actually, that is enough stairs. Alright, sleepy time. So that's how we're looking so far. Pretty good. Now let's go back to dirt so that hopefully grass can start to grow on this level. There we go. We got 1 up there. That's good enough. Actually, I'll wait for a couple more. We'll grab more, well, or do I want stone stairs? Don't want to use all my stone, so let's do 16 of these, a little bit more of those. And then actually with the last 8, we'll do the walls. Because what I'm thinking for this middle spot is if we now go around with maybe corner is the stone brick, then we move to stone for the middle part, back to this. I should have exactly enough. Last one of those, fill this in, very close. Then we fill with these, and that should be the general outline of our pavilion area. And then I would have to put some kind of fountain in the middle. But the reason I used these stairs is because I really like the effect of when you do this. When you waterlog a stair, it takes a while because I have to keep running back and forth, but then you've got like this little channel of water leading through that looks really nice. It also, if we wanted to plant stuff up here, that should act as a viable source of water for the soil. I don't know why I didn't just bring the source up here. That probably would have made a lot more sense from the beginning. This is much better. So there we go. Once that grows, that'll look nice. Gonna hold off on the fountain because I don't know if I want to build it out of stone or something else. currently. We obviously need to fill out the plots of land, but that's pretty close to what I was thinking. We just need to get, I think, something around it. Oh, we need to do the pathway too. That's right. So actually, let's get some of these spruce trapdoors, and we'll turn a bit of this into iron nuggets so that we can get ourselves some lanterns. I actually need 4, so we need 1 more. There we go. And that is, of course, because on the corners, I think it would look nice if we did something like this, where we go from the stone brick to a stone brick wall, spruce fence on top, and then up on the top, we need to choose which direction these want to go. Probably we'll swap on each one, but this one is going to go out this way. Lantern hanging down there, so we can do something like that all the way around. There we go. So that way, if that one is facing to the right, then this one would then face the right. They should follow each other all the way around, essentially, just so it has some sort of symmetry. There we go. So how do we feel about that so far as the central pavilion location? I like it. We just need to come up with a pathway leading around and potentially a wall around the farms just so nobody tramples on them. I'm not sure about that part yet. I'll do the path, then we'll decide. Trapdoors are so expensive. It's ridiculous. Okay, so similar to how we usually do it, I'm just going to kind of make pathways every once in a while. We want it to be one away from that, so that sort of thing. And then you can go back over and dig out a couple and fill those randomly with slabs. Throw a trapdoor in every once in a while because they are more expensive. And we could even throw some cobblestone in there, but no, I think I've got it over here. Could use gravel too, but I don't think I have a lot, so we might just stick with that just to make it look nice and varied. So that sort of thing, all the way around. Yep, I'm a fan. Let's do it. I'm going to go all the way around, do that, and then I'll show you what the end result looks like. There we go. I had not checked the entire time I did that. How does that look? Yeah, that's not bad. Nice and varied. We obviously have to bone meal some areas to get some grass back in here, but that should look good. It does look like it needs to be framed a bit, so I probably will do something with maybe just fence. Keep it nice and simple. What I should have done this entire time was have 2 other stacks of stone at least working in here so that we can keep using more, so I'll get that started now. I also nearly forgot, we have to think about the pumpkins and sugarcane, and I had thought those could be like almost framing like fence would be itself. So how could we do that? Well, let's do this first. I nearly forgot, we're going to need some fence gates rather than fences because, or wait, no. That's for walls. I was thinking if we did it here, but these should connect. Yeah, if there was a wall, which I actually might want once we get more stone just to have a transition there, you need a gate to connect it rather than a fence. So, for example, something like this. If we have these on either side, then we've got this gate to connect it. And like I said, the fence just won't connect, so that's the reason we have to do that. Which is actually a tip I got from all of you, so they do help. I read all the comments. If you give me advice, I'm, not always going to follow it, but I do get the odd tidbit. I don't think I want to cover it all because I want to be able to easily get into any one of these. I just want to give it some protection from roaming mobs. We'll see how this does. If it, ends up being a problem. We can always change it in the future, but for now, that's looking pretty good. One final thing I kind of want to do is what we did right here with that water channel all the way around the outside of this. It'll take a lot of stone, so we might use cobblestone instead, and it'll be a pain, but if we have enough infinite sources going around, it shouldn't be too bad. I don't know why I do this to myself. You know what? Let's make a second bucket. This is just, it'll make things go a lot faster. Another thing to think about while we're making this all the way around, we probably would want breaks in it somewhere, like right here, as it leads to whatever structure we're building over here, but I think for now I'm just going to fill... Well, no, I don't necessarily have to. I can leave it so that it angles off in the direction it needs to go. Yes, I'm being smart. So that would be like that, and then all the way around. Okay. Wish me luck, citizen. Alright, this was way easier than I thought it was going to be because I didn't know you could do this. I didn't think the water logging would actually have the water move into an infinite source within this channel, but it totally does, and that made it infinitely easier. That's great. And that's all it filled up. Yeah, that frames it in a lot better. I like that. And we can get rid of these now because apparently this acts as an infinite source. It also means we can start to frame around this with sugarcane, which is nice because all of these will act as the water source that it requires to grow. We won't be able to fill it all up yet, but we can get a pretty good start. Oh yeah, look at all that vegetation. Beautiful. As for the pumpkins, I don't know that they'd naturally fit in. I could do the same thing as with the sugarcane. Uh-oh, we got visitors. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. We might do the pumpkins elsewhere. Do I have arrows? Yeah. What are you doing on my land? Barbarians from the north? I don't think so. You're gonna... Well, no, you moved a little bit more quickly than I thought you could. Ow. I was gonna say, we could take them all out before they even reach me, but not quite. Almost. Hey, thought that was all of you. Stop it. Nope, bad pillager. Okay, I win. Okay, so anyway, without that interruption, I like how this is turning out. I'm still gonna wait on the fountain because I'm just kind of waiting for inspiration on that. I want to work a little bit on filling these in. I might do a little more detailing, I'm not quite sure, but I really like how that's turning out. Very good central point for our new base. Just doing a bit more detailing. I added these barrels here, getting some flowers since we took the time to pick them up earlier. I think what I'm going to do now, because I'm pretty happy with how this is turning out, is collect some more stone, because looking at what I have, I'm thinking about moving on to the next build, which is most likely going to be our starter house, and that can be on this side over here. Just feels like it lines up more nicely there, so starter house, maybe animal area, storage, so on and so forth, and then it leads out this way, but I am pretty low on stone, and I'm pretty sure I cooked the last of the cobble that I had, so I might do a bit of collecting there, get a few more stacks, smelt it up, and then once we have all of that, we can start on the starter house. I keep just looking back there, I really like how that turned out. Yep, 3 stacks, but I don't think that'll be enough, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think I just used, I got 19 there, I think that's pretty much it, yeah, so we'll do some collecting. I'll let you know once we're ready. The stone has finished up, so now I'm just cooking a bit more charcoal again, and I think what we should do is every time the trees grow now, I'm going to start collecting leaves, because you know me, we're going to be using a lot of these as we build. Also, by the way, I did put in a fountain. Tried to keep it kind of compact. Just a simple one with the granite stairs at the bottom, enough room for the water to fall down, and a site and stone stairs with a wall on top. Nice and simple. But now that all that is done, and just about everything's filled out except for the beetroot, I think we're ready for the starter house. We'll be using spruce, oak, granite is going to be for the roof, so I'm saving that for now. I want some cobbled deep slate for the first level and stone for the second level. And then maybe some of the other things for accents, I'm just not quite sure yet. But we do know it's going to be centered here, like I said. And we don't have tons of room, but it should be enough because once again, I'm trying to start smaller-ish. Eventually, I assume we'll be doing some quote-unquote mega builds in this world, but for now, not so much. And I think at least for this part, I'm going to try to concentrate on the build. I have a vague idea of how I want my house to look, but I'm going to try to think it through as I'm doing it. So that means you're going to get it as a time lapse, and then we can review once I have it complete. See you in a few. In its earliest days, Rome had a bit of a Wild West reputation. To grow the population, Romulus declared the city an asylum for anyone seeking a fresh start. This attracted a rugged mix of runaways, exiles, and refugees from surrounding tribes. While this provided the city with a tough and motivated workforce, it also meant the early Roman population was almost entirely male, leading to some very tense relations with their neighbors. It's not 100% done yet, but I think it's looking good. The whole area is really coming together. I'm surprised how much it's changed in just 10-15 days or so. But like I said, it's not done. We still need to get some glass panes to put in the windows. Nice little courtyard area here. This is similar. I got the idea, I think, for this, actually the last video I did, the Stony Peaks only world. I started doing stuff like this and I just like it, where it's like an outdoor patio or courtyard type area. Then the leaves and the trapdoors, that's covering the first floor. Shelves, of course, because that's a newer thing, and I just really like how they look as an accent. And then, like I said, we need the glass panes for the window, but also, there's nothing in here yet. I have to move all of the stuff from over there. Well, maybe not all of it, actually. Furnaces, bed, a couple other things are going to go in here, but I don't think I'm going to be moving chests in here because I want a separate storage shed, which for some reason is very hard to say. And that could actually be connected, so what I might do is like a little side passage right here leading out to a separate building on this side. I want to plan, you know, for the long game and have lots and lots of chests. So I'm not sure what else is going to be going in here, but interior and the glass needs to get done. There's a couple things I didn't have that I wish I did for accents. Like I think vines would look nice on the outside and glowberries. So we're going to keep an eye out for those and we can always add them later. But other than that, I think we are good. So, gotta be plenty of sand around here. Let's get some glass going first. Speaking of, let's go over here because I don't really want to decimate the landscape near my base, but this should be pretty innocuous to take this. There we go. And actually, we may as well just move the furnaces now because I am real tired of running back and forth every time I need to use these. So we'll grab you. We'll leave the chests for now because we don't have our storage area done. Gonna get a lot of charcoal when we do this, but that's fine. Beautiful. Then we can head back over here and start the glass cooking up. Maybe over here. This could be our furnace wall underneath the stairs. Blast furnace next to that. Anvil next to that. Get them all loaded up. There we go. I don't remember if I have connected textures. I hope that I do, because I don't like the glass when it's not connected. So you should have enough to start doing something. I always forget what this crafting recipe is. Oh, I got it. Look at me. I shouldn't need that much. Half a stack, probably. Get all of these filled in. I don't. I need to install that. I need to get connected textures. I'll try to remember to do that the next time I close the game, but no promises. I'm gonna run out, aren't I? Yeah. Grab a bit more. Hopefully this does it. There we go. So now at least there's some glass in the windows. Makes more sense now. I like it. I like how it turned out. Very good start. I've got a really good feeling about this world. When I say that, that's when a creeper just falls out of nowhere, lands on me, and ends the world. Okay. What was the other thing that I said I needed to do? Or was that it? Oh yeah, I also put the firefly bushes around because I love that. If I am ever up past, you know, dark, they start to appear and they make the noise and I love it. There's also leaves falling from these, so just really good atmospheric effects. Love it. So we'll definitely continue to work on the interior as we find that we need things. And speaking of, I'll also bring the stonecutter in, but yeah, like I said, that's going to continue to build out as we need more things. But I do think it makes sense to immediately go and start working on storage. I don't know, I almost want to try like a modular type of thing or something that could be expanded later on. Because now that I'm looking at the inside, like I said, I want easy access to it. I could change this wall actually, go straight out here, or move these and go like a little hallway underneath the stairs. That would be right here, so it could come out. We could have, I don't know exactly what. It wouldn't be as fancy as the house, it would be more just a shed, but it'd be a storage shed. It would be nice if we could do auto sorting with copper golems, but they're not super efficient, so we don't have to do that from the get-go. Let me see if I can grab some extra materials and see what we can do here. Surprisingly, I didn't use a ton of the granite, so there's still a good amount of that left. I never did use the oak, so maybe I could swap to that for this one. Why don't we start with a floor, because I need to decide exactly how I'm going to be doing this. And speaking of, we should probably just make a ton of chests, because I want to figure out how to optimize this. So say this was the area where it was going to connect. About 5 in between should be good. Then if we start something here, the smallest it could be would be, so that would be a wall, then 2 chests, 1 in between, 2 more chests. But I kind of don't want like a, you know, 1 block pathway down the middle. It should be 3. So let's say 2, well, and we might want space behind it if we are going to do sorting eventually. This is already turning out to be bigger than I thought, so let's see. Wall, space behind, 2 chests, 1, 2, 3 pathway in between, 2 chests, then at minimum, this would be it right here. But like I said, we could do a modular type thing where it either goes underground, so more is underground, or build it upwards and there's more there. So yeah, I have a feeling there's a lot we're going to be redoing like late game. But for now, I just want a solution. Ah, there's the rain. It didn't rain at all when I was time-lapsing. Make it the same as that. So that's what we'd be looking at for our first storage shed. Oh, that's a thunderstorm. We gotta go to bed. Hello, friend. No, I slept pretty quickly. You shouldn't be here. Also, is anything on fire? I mean, aside, you know, from the obvious. You just stay back. Goodness. Get this filled with slabs. Then we can double check that we have the right dimensions because we'd be looking at something like this on either side. That should be good. And then we can go maybe 2, 3 high, but for now, the bottom row will be fine. We are going to need our leather probably because I want to put item frames on these so I know what each chest is for. It also wouldn't be a bad idea to start by organizing it the right way, which kinda was gonna be a pain, but I think it'll save us time later on. Alright, so bearing in mind we want this to be pretty simple, we can actually give ourselves more room if we do it out here. So 1, 2, 3 should be, well, let's do 4. I do also think I want stripped logs, so we're gonna have to go back through all of these and do that, and we'll start right now. And I am out of oak, so we're gonna have to get a bit more to finish this. Pretty sure we had more, please? Yes, okay. There we go. And for the rest of it, what do we want to do? Maybe before we do anything, we get some accents down like usual. Then maybe we go with more stone to fill it in. Okay, I think, nope, yeah. These are throwing me off a bit, but I think it's mainly evened out, much as it can be. So we do have to break in through here, destroy the fern eye again, and I guess we can break these stairs. That might be a bit awkward. We'll have to update that a little bit. And temporary chest, because I am overflowing right now. Okay, that should be easy enough. I'll probably add more to this later so it's more covered, just to give us more protection, because anything could be out here pretty much. But for now, I'm okay with that. Maybe little accents like this over the doors. Then we just need to get a roof on it, and I think that'll be it. Also, yeah, we have leftover glass and leaves. Get all of these filled in, and then additional accents out here. And then we'll do a similar roof, just with different materials. Oh, I guess it makes sense to not have these chests here. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so that one was spruce and granite. This one will be oak and something. Maybe just oak and spruce. I've still got a lot of that left. Yeah, let's see how that looks. So if we did that spruce outline like that, just because we've already got the oak up here, that should be good. I don't want it to be taller than this house, so that's good. Grab some more stone so we can fill in this, and fill the rest with oak. There's that done. And that looks good. We might do additional detailing eventually, but I think that'll be fine. We just need to find a way to connect it up to the path. We might have this one going outside of the sugarcane too, link up there, and then with something over here, which is probably going to be the animal area. But that's looking nice. It's coming together nicely. And I'm kind of putting this next part off because I'm going to hate it. We need to go get everything from those chests way over on the other side, and we need to carry it all over here. Then we need to sort through all of it and just get it, you know, organized, and yeah, it's not going to be great. So I'm going to work on that. Going to be done in like 3 seconds for you, lucky you. And I'll let you know when we've got everything from here and everything from, they don't really render from this far away, but all the way over there, carried into the new storage shed. Oh boy, wish me luck. Hey, there we go. Notice anything different? Connected textures, so much better. And yes, it's working everywhere. Good. In case you're curious, I used this one, Vanilla Connected Glass. And all this is running on Fabric, by the way. Once again, in case you're curious. Also, I made some progress here. It is not sorted as well as it might be. So for example, I just have kind of random woody type stuff in both of these. Lots of dirt, different kinds of stone type stuff. So for example, andesite and dripstone is all mixed in there, sand. Over on this side, there's some mob drops, there's glass, different vegetation, animal stuff. Back here is where I started putting some of my valuables, and then random stuff I hadn't sorted yet. At least everything is in here now. But as I was doing this, I was thinking, dangerous, I know. I think ultimately, man, there are so many pillagers. You see that? There's one back there to my right, your left. Gonna ignore them for now. But anyway, I was thinking, I'm not gonna do, eventually, I want storage that's just massive, like an Imperial Treasury sort of thing. That's each chest is just a single item. This one, we're gonna be mixing items. So it's more of like a, I don't know, like camp storage. Not necessarily temporary, but not the full mega one we'll eventually do. That being said, I do want to label things, because right now I'm just totally going to forget all of this. And that means we're going to need to start thinning the herd on our cows. This one has been out this whole time, and you know, that seems like as good a place as any to start. So that's our first bit of leather. I have been breeding the cows on and off. I haven't been paying a lot of attention. So let's do it one more time and then start kind of thinning the herd and seeing how we look, because actually probably the next thing we're going to be working on is an animal pen, and I think we said that would probably be over here, unless we didn't want to do that because the mine is there. We might want to build that up and put like a quarry in front of it. That might look better. So maybe animal pen over here. Either way, that's probably the next build. But look at that. I really like how that's turning out. I know, I like talking myself up a bit. So let's grab some wheat. Also, whenever we get kind of a surplus of iron, we need to make an auto composter, because these wheat seeds are starting to get a little bit out of control. All right, who's hungry? There we go. Probably going to start running out of space pretty soon. Is that it? Everybody got some? All right, then. the unfortunate part, my brothers and sisters. I wouldn't do this if there was any other way. Forgive me. I didn't count how many chests I have in there, but there's quite a few, and I think it's 1 leather per chest. Alright, where's the baby cows? I'm not just... Okay, they are there. I just couldn't see them. And last one. Okay, so that's sort of a clean start with that. I've only got 16. That's not going to be enough, but it'll probably be enough for the chests that I put things in, I hope. Oh, forgot about the eggs. And throw. Let's go. I hit the sheep. I don't think we even got any new chickens. Yeah, and look at this. This is all cleared up. I might... Actually, you know what? Let's wait until we move all the animals, but I'm probably going to clean all of this stuff out so it just looks natural again, because we have most of that over here now. Either way, let's craft some item frames and get some of these things labeled. I should have gone and collected some more wood. We're actually really low. Just want to get some more sticks. Okay, so if we hover over leather and press U with JEI, that'll tell us the uses. That's one of these. I can see how many I can make so far. All of them. Good. So 16 item frames. And now, I guess we start over here. And what I'll do is just take one thing out, say item frame, oak sapling. That'll remind me that this has that kind of stuff in. In the future one, I might want to do this differently because it's a bit difficult to grab the chest itself and not click on the item frame when it's this configuration. And I have an idea for future storage that might look better too. So yeah, once again, this is sort of an interim solution. I'm also going to combine these two. There's no reason not to. This one is sprucey stuff. You get the idea. I'm just going to go through and do this for each of the ones that has a decent amount of stuff in it. Okay, I think that's each of the ones that I have something in so far. So actually not that much yet. We got plenty of space. Okay, so we're feeling better about that. We can make plenty more bread, but at the same time, we'll wait on the beef. Eventually I'm going to do that, but let's wait for a full stack. So, we have space now, we have the ability to expand into more chests. So that begs the question, do we immediately move on and start working on an animal barn and stables and that sort of thing, basically this whole area over here? Or do we head back down, try to make our way to deep slate level, find some more diamonds, maybe upgrade our armor a little bit? That would give us the opportunity to get more materials, fill the chests, but a third option. I noticed that right here, so the river that goes around our base, if you look out there, it leads to a, I'm guessing it's an ocean, a larger body of water for sure, and it looks like there's a shipwreck right there. Thought we could do some exploring, and I'd love to get a Nautilus, since that's a new thing that I haven't done before. I think we are going to do that, but first I want to go back into the mine, and also let's do a harvest real quick, because I want to get down to deep slate level, and I would love some more iron so I can upgrade all of my armor to iron. Oh, I love this. So much sugarcane. Sugar for days. Also, looks like we're ready for a harvest. And just in case for the future, I want to keep up on this because, like I said, it's not going to be... Oh, needed some more here. It's not going to be this video, but eventually we are going to be doing a villager breeder. We're probably going to have farmers to trade with, so I just want to make sure we're keeping up on this. Lovely. All replanted. And that's what a full harvest looks like. Not too shabby. We'll drop it off in our new storage area. That's looking pretty good. And then we head down to the mine. Where's the mine? Over here. I don't know what level we got to, but it shouldn't take too long to get down to bedrock. We're down to about -16, so maybe 40 more levels to go, I think. Oh, look at that. We've been here. How fortunate. Looks like we got another little something right here. Somewhere we've already been. Looks like there's a light down there. And some iron. Have we been here? Oh no, that's lava. That's kind of cool. Look at that. It's held in by the glow lichen. Neat. We've been up there, but we didn't come down this far, apparently. Oh boy. You see what I see down there? I hate that. There's a chance, though, that it's not actually an ancient city. Grab this, and then we'll go take a look. Hello? Anything spooky down here? No, it seems like we're all right. Might just be a small patch. Well, that's a relief. Oh, I think we found it. It being bedrock. So yeah, Y level -59. That's typically what we aim for. So, now we've got that. I'm not really in the mood for strip mining. I don't know if that's technically what it's called, but you know what I mean. Just digging down here looking for diamonds. So I'm just going to open it up a little bit so we've got it. And then, take a look. Yeah, I've still got some space. I kind of want to hit that mine shaft one more time and just see if there's anything easy we missed. And keep a lookout for spiders. We've got those cobwebs, so I could break those for string, but I was thinking it'd be nice to have leads. And we haven't seen any wandering plebs yet, especially if we got a Nautilus. Probably the easiest way to keep it in one place. Or we could build it a little pen. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But last time I was here, I noticed... Actually, when I was editing, I don't think I noticed this when I was recording. That up there. So if we could easily get to that, and there's no mobs currently, so let's light up some more area. Oh, strike that. There are some mobs. We'll still light up a bit more area. Don't hurt me, I'm just a boy. Okay, so we'll clear out a couple. Looking good-ish. I don't know that I like this resource pack for the creepers. I think they look almost worse with that, and I'm noticing over there, is that like a cave creeper? Ow. You see what I'm talking about? Yeah, that's definitely some kind of cave skeleton creeper. I don't like that either. I might get rid of this resource pack. I'm not sure yet. Maybe we'll get used to it. I don't know. I do want this though. Thank you. Okay, now I'm also seeing iron up here, which we need in plenty. And I hear spiders. It's a chance there's a spider spawner up here. Hello? It's getting louder. Oh, hello, friend. Do you want to drop me some string by chance? Oh, you do. That was kind. These are always dangerous. There could be anything around these corners. I hear another spider, like, close by, but I don't see it. I think it's right above us or through this wall or something. Oh, yeah, this goes right. Oh, yeah. Okay. Those are the poisonous ones. So I got a torch up there. I don't know if it was enough to... Oh, great. Yeah, that probably wasn't enough to turn off the spawner, but now we gotta wait for that to go away. Wonderful. Try to thin the herd from here. Stop bouncing around. I have missed like 30 times on this spider. Okay, got it. Yeah, definitely a spawner over there. Trying to drop torches closer so we can turn it off. That should be enough light, but just to be safe. I don't have a sword. This is annoying. Hold on. Let's make a temporary sword out of stone and break a bit of this. There we go. These ones I don't need to collect, and then that should do the trick. Uh-oh. No, 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 no. Nope. Ooh, blocked ya. I will take these, thank you. That should be plenty of string. And iron, thank you. Okay, so we know where a spider spawner is. We could always make a string farm here if we need to. Good to know. Let's take a little glance around here, see if there's anything we want to pick up. Then we can probably head back. Lots of iron in here, so that's helpful. No chests, though. I was hoping we'd run into one of those minecart chests, but nothing. I'm sure we haven't explored the whole area, just kind of what I've noticed, but that's enough for now. 14 more iron, bit of string, some gold, redstone, all the good stuff. Ooh, okay, we didn't see this area. I thought this was the way back. Ooh, no thank you. Where'd he go? That's not anything that you want to say. Yeah, there you are. I see you. No, 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 no. Nope, no, 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 no. I see you too up there, spider. Alright, I guess we're not done exploring. That looks like it leads out. That's not what I want. This is what I want. And hey, we were just talking about you. Get some iron, got a name tag, our first name tag, nice. Ooh, glowberries, we were talking about that, great. That's awesome, we're gonna add that right away. Love to see it, love to see this. I see you. You're not so sneaky. Ugh, there's another one of them. I hate those stone ones, that's gross. You, oh, yeah, just, no, you stay back there. Yuck. And in case you're curious, yes, I am, I think, getting lost. But there's iron, there's so much iron everywhere. Look at all of this. One bit of advice that I get in the comments a lot that for whatever reason I always forget until it would have been useful is always putting torches on a certain side of the wall so I know which way. So like if I always put them on the right side, I know to get back all I have to do is follow torches on the left side. And I haven't been doing that, and I should have. And now it's too late, so I'm not going to start now. Is there a zombie spawner nearby? I'm hearing a lot of zombies. Are we... Okay, I think this is the other side of that spider spawner that we already found, which is good news. We just wrapped around. I am curious about those zombie noises, though. I think I also missed an area. Oh, there's one of them. Yeah, I missed over here, and I see another chest. Do you have more iron? Another name tag? Torches? Don't really need those yet. No golden apples, though. I think this is the last area we hadn't explored. So now we get the interesting task of trying to find our way back, and the easiest way might be going back to that spider spawner, finding our way from there. But this was great. We got over a stack, 64 and 12 of iron. Every time I think I'm done, I see a new area. And more friends. Hello, friend. Goodbye. More zombies. No thank you. Oh boy, that's a lot more. Okay. Is this where the zombie... This has got to be where the zombie spawner is. I don't know why I'm wasting arrows. We don't really need it for these guys. Oop. I backed myself into a corner. That's not good. Okay, we're fine. Oh, they just keep coming. No. Bad zombie. 2 carrots? Jeez. There's no spawner? Really? Whoa. That is surprising. I thought there would be a spawner. Ooh, enchanted bow, though. Get rid of the cobble, I guess. Power 2. We can combine it with this one, get power 3. Another chest, but I am definitely running out of room. There's my golden apple. Let's get rid of that. Put this in here. Pumpkin. We've got all that already. That's our first golden apple, though. That's something. I also need to watch my food. I didn't bring, I don't even think, a full stack down. Ugh, more zombies. This is getting super old. You'd think there'd be fewer with how much I'm lighting the area up down here. Alright, I kind of just want to go home now. How do I get out of here? Can you give me directions, fella? Oh yeah, I guess either one of you. No? No directions for Legion? Just lots and lots of mobs? Every single one of these zombies is picking something up. If only I was trying to make a an iron farm or something and actually needed that. Ooh, I recognize this. Yeah, this is it right here. Then around this way. Here it is. Yes. Oh boy. Well, that was exciting. Got a lot of goodies, though. Goodies that I can now sort. And actually, now that I'm getting more deep slate, we probably should make a specific deep slate chest. Let's do that. We got some mob drops. The string is one of the things we needed. Some of the valuables I'll put in here. Gotta smelt this stuff up. The bow, I'll just keep in here for now. I want to use the glowberries, but also we'll need some... I don't have a lot of bones, so just a couple. Okay, let's get some of this smelting. And then where would it make sense to use glowberries? I'd love to put them in here, but I don't think you can hang them on leaves. No, you can't. And I used slabs here. There's a way to fix that. I could just put down another slab and then we could put them here, but I could also put them on the corners over here just to get them growing. And then get some bone meal and hit each one of these so we make sure we get berries on it. And there we go. Infinite berries. I will put a couple here. I've convinced myself. Maybe over here. We'll put one right there. And same thing over here. We'll just drop that last one there. Boop, boop. Okay, make some more bread and then we can figure out what we're doing next. And the other 2 things I mentioned were either start on an animal farm over here, otherwise known as a barn, I suppose, or do some exploration. I really haven't done a ton of that in this world. Where I think spawn is like right over there. I think it's like right on the other side of this hill. So that's the extent that we've gone so far. Yeah, why don't we go take a look at the ocean? Wouldn't hurt to find more wood types too. That I don't know though. Oh, also I nearly forgot. We wanted more iron so we could get better armor. Now's the time to do that. So we need everything except for boots, which we should be able to manage. Let's get that. The leggings and a helmet. Pop all those out. There we go. That's much better. I think I've mentioned once or twice already, but I'm trying to take this slower than I usually do. Some parts I just, take on instinct and I end up speeding up a little bit and then have to remind myself, no, we're taking it slow. So iron is probably the cap for this video. I'm not going diamond. I'm not going to get fully enchanted stuff. Taking it easy. All right, let's get a boat. I don't think we'd necessarily need iron when we're out there. In a pinch, I'm sure we could find some, so I'm going to leave it here. I want to keep as much inventory space as possible, and there's a lot of things that I just like to always have in my inventory, so it doesn't leave a lot of space. I could try this bundle thing. I'll bring it. Gotta try to learn how to use them. Because it's a mixed stack of items, and I think that's valuable if you have different items that are fewer than 64, you can combine them into this so it saves like inventory slots for other stuff. I think that's the way it works. Oh, and then maybe we should bring leads. And I think lead is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bits of string. And then I think we also have, yeah, we found a saddle just in case we find anything we want to bring home. Something like that. Yeah, 2 leads. Okay, we're ready. Goodbye, home. Oh, and by the way, leave me comments if you think there's anything in particular we should call this area. I keep saying starter area. One that I've used in the past is Nova Roma, New Rome. But as we expand this world, I'll probably want to call each area something in particular. So if you have any ideas, leave me comments. Then we can name this, and as we expand, we'll have new little sort of communities to name as well. Or even industrial areas, that sort of thing. Let me know what you think. Oh, it's doing that boat thing again. We had this in the last video. You see that like box surrounding me? Some sort of artifact of either a mod I'm using or the shaders, I'm not sure. Fun stuff. Oh, I could still put a chest in this boat if we need to. Yeah. Got a donkey up there, or whatever those are called. Mule? No, probably a donkey. Oh, wait a minute. We're gonna head back. I know we just set off. I had a thought. I don't know if it'll work, but I want to bring that Silk Touch shovel that we found, because if we find a beehive or bee's nest, whichever one it is, I want to see if I can pick it up with the shovel, because I'd love to bring that back. Eventually we're going to be doing bees. I don't know if it'll be this video or not, but we should be prepared. Just like Scar, yes. I have it in here. Yeah, Silk Touch. I don't know if it needs to be an axe, for example, to pick up a beehive. I don't think so, but we'll find out. Actually, this is a good chance to figure this out. So, bundle. Do I just, like, click it in here? Full? With a shovel? Okay, what about this? Not full. What about a saddle? Can't put it in. Okay, so apparently, I think I'm picking up what they're putting down. I think things that are not stackable cannot go in the bundle. Things that are stackable can go in, which is kind of annoying. But it is what it is. So we're keeping a lookout for anything that we don't have, namely new types of trees. We'll keep a lookout for shipwrecks, because that could be good loot inside of those. And bees! I was just talking about you. Is your hive nearby? Where are you headed? Looked like they were going in opposite directions. I could just take down all these trees, and that should make it more obvious. Hey friend, where's your home? Well, it's not even close to nighttime. We could always hit this on the way back. Don't feel like wasting a day waiting for that. Ooh, dogs too. Oh man, I should have brought bones. I didn't think about that. All in good time. We'll get all of that in good time. Man, I love Distant Horizons. Look at this. You can see for days. Also, I think I see a rare biome up there. Is that Mushroom Fields? Or Mushroom Fields, whatever it's called. 2 of them? We'll find out when we get over there, but right now, I see a shipwreck. So, let's take a look in here, see if there's any goodies for us. And is there a door anywhere? Yes, there's one here. So this will be our air pocket, and let's take a look. Grab some feathers, don't really need paper. Buried treasure map. Is it a real buried treasure map or one of those fake ones? Oh, this one's real. Okay, we can grab some buried treasure as well. TNT, why not? Don't really need anything else there. There should be one more in here, I believe. Yeah, some good stuff, thank you. Or is it 2 more? Is there one at the back? No, I don't think so. Okay, not bad. Now, is the buried treasure nearby? It is. I think it's over there. Ooh, look! Nautilus! You see that? Oh, so cool! We need pufferfish to tame them, so I'll keep a lookout. It looks, I mean, we know they're here now, so that's great. Hold on, I want to take a look. Look at that, that is so cool. What a neat new mob, and I love that there's a way to breathe underwater without potions now. Alright, so definitely on the to-do list. First, the treasure. Looks like it's on a sandy outcrop over here. Right up this way. Should be right around here. Whoa! That spooked me. Okay. Hopefully not too deep under here. At the very least, we're getting some sand. Oh, I think I just saw it. Yep. Hello? No? Alright, what do we got? Some iron, gold, a diamond, cooked salmon, heart of the sea, that could come in handy. Water breeding potion and TNT. Very nice. Now let's see, with this bundle, can I just, well, I don't, whatever. Let's see if I can put this. Okay, I can see how this could be useful, I guess. What about potions? No, I can't put the potions in. Sand? I can do that. Okay, so I mean, that cleaned things up pretty good. It's not the worst thing in the world, I'll concede it. It is almost nighttime. Are there bees around here anywhere? Not that I see, but there are turtles! Hello, turtles. So we know where some good stuff is already. Nice. We'll have to make some kind of turtle sanctuary eventually. Why don't we follow the coast and just see if we find anything interesting? Are those lilacs? I do like the lilacs as decoration. And the smell in real life. Oh no, it's a peony. Okay. This might be lilacs up here. Are you a lilac? Yeah, there's the lilacs. Okay. We'll just kind of skirt the snowy areas because I don't think I need anything there just yet. Definitely don't need polar bears just yet. Ooh, there's a guardian temple down there. I just noticed we're like right above one. Don't need that. Not in the least. Although, reminder for future self, like way down the road in this series, I always see people take on a video where they drain one of those ocean monuments, or I keep forgetting what they're called, guardian temples. You know what I'm talking about. They drain the whole thing and then you can like turn it into a farm too. I want to try that. I want to see if we can drain an entire one. But like I said, that's way down the road. I think there was just another one. There's 2 back to back underneath the ice over there. That's weird. We've got another shipwreck here. What do you have for me? Oh, This one's full of sand. Another buried treasure map. Surprisingly, I don't really need the books. I mean, I'll take them, but it's usually something I need. That's a new one. Okay, good. Got unbreaking, blast protection. No thanks. Ooh, moss block. That could come in handy. And finally, ooh, good stuff there. Smithing templates, and the bundle's full. Okay. Can I take that last thing out? Yeah. Coast armor trim. Will that fit in here? It will. Full. Okay, good. That's our very first armor trim. And am I going the right way or the wrong way? I think that's the right way. Seems like this one is on that island right there. Yep, should be right around here. Oop, there you are. What do you have for me? Another Heart of the Sea, more iron, gold, emeralds, potions of water breathing, prismarine crystals. We are pretty full up now. Maybe time to do the chest in the boat. Grab a chest, put the boat right there. There we go. Then we can put all of this stuff in there. Beautiful. No longer need this, so we'll actually just leave it in the chest. There you go. Onward. Ooh, I see a bee's nest right there. It's a rainy day and it's going to night. This is our perfect opportunity. I really hope this works with a shovel. Don't know that there's a way to tell, but I'm hoping there's bees in there. Can I hear anything? I mean, I don't see bees anywhere. Oh, I just heard it. Yeah. Okay. Golden shovel, silk touch. Please let this work. Hey, total bee location. They were all in there. Perfect. We have a 3B bee nest. And we can sleep. And that's perfect because with that, we'll be able to start an apiary, which I think is what they're called. And those will be like the seed bees. We can use those, as long as there's two, we can use them to breed the bees, make our own bee hives, which are the ones we can make, and pretty much infinitely expand them. I was thinking that would be important if we wanted to build with copper blocks, because we'll need to wax all of those if we want them to stay a certain type of oxidization, or however you say that. So yeah, something to bear in mind. I'm bypassing this one because it's out in the middle, whereas I see one that I think is on the coast up there, the mushroom area. Over there, that might be a jungle. We can get new wood type over there and bamboo. That would be nice. Is that a third one? There's a lot. That's not normal. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Turtles on a Minecraft beach. Turtle power. I see some berries over here that I want to grab. Boop, boop, boop. Actually, we might also have some dark oak here. Kind of hard to tell. And also some acacia over there. Strictly going on the color palette that I see, but we might have a good chance of getting both. Yep, I was right. Look at that. I really do like dark oak, so this is a good find. And then I think I saw brown mushroom in there too. That wouldn't be bad to get some of that as well. Make sure we get enough saplings. 8 should be enough, but let's be safe. There we go. 21. That should be plenty. And then I also saw this. See if it'll drop us a few. These come in handy when you're doing villager cures, when you get to that, because they can help you make splash potions of weakness. 6 should be plenty. I think we could even grow our own once we have that. Okay, good find there. Looks like next is the jungle. I'm keeping a lookout for a pale garden too, since we're around all this dark oak, but I haven't seen anything yet. Yep, there's our jungle and our bamboo. So we shall grab a bit of each. Sword for the bamboo should do the trick. That, I think, was more than I intended. We only need a stack. Then jungle trees can be a bit difficult with the saplings. Why, you look sad. Why are you sad, Panda? Here, look. There's no reason to be sad. There you go. Have some bamboo. Wonder if he knows lunchbox. That's 5 saplings. Not terrible. Get a bit more, and then I was thinking we should have had shears to get some vines here, but I think if we grow the jungle trees back home, we should be able to get them off that, I think. I don't see why it wouldn't grow with vines on it. Okay, 13. That should be plenty. Bye, Panda. Nice meeting you. And then I think, last but not least, oh, there's a melon there. We should get that. We don't have one yet. Boop. There we are. I was going to say, last but not least, is the acacia over here, and then we will stop by the mushrooms to say hi. Of course, it has to be up on a plateau, so I'll have to figure out a way up there. Swim up the lava? Probably not. Ooh, there's a village up there too. Here we go. There's a way up. Right by the village. The villagers notice a handsome Roman approaching, demanding taxes, and all of their trees and saplings. Like, we've been growing those for 50 years. He just chopped it down in an instant. Well, what can I say? 7 saplings, is that enough? Take a look around in all of these. Armadillos as well. Nice. You can come out. There you go. Hey, buddy boy. How's it going? Wow, nice house. 3 blocks of space. Genius design. Got some emeralds. Not really what I was looking for. I've already got 2 of those, so I don't need more. Could take more hay bales, but kinda don't want to carry them or take the time. Yeah, this village is kinda garbage. But that's okay. I got what I needed. A few more saplings. I think we're good to go. We can head out and over there. Also, I'm noticing we might have missed a pale garden there. I think that's what that is. It doesn't really look like a mountain because it looks like this is a treetop and then there's a space in between there. So if we need that kind of wood, we know there's probably one over there. I just don't feel like going back at this point. Oh, I forgot. We're going this way. I do have Silk Touch, so if we wanted to, we could take some of this home with us. I just don't know if there's a purpose. Like, why would I need this stuff? I don't know. In any case, we could come back if we find that we do need it. We already got some brown mushrooms. Doesn't really tell me how many, but I'm sure it's enough. We don't really need to collect. I just want to say hi to the mushrooms. Assuming they're here. Hey, there they are. Eventually, we'll have to do a rescue mission. Come back with one of these. Hey, friend. How's it going? You guys are, yeah, you're very unique, aren't you? But that is pretty cool. We've got one so close to home. So if we need to, wow, there's a lot of them. Yeah, we can come back and just start bringing them back to the base. And once we have a better Silk Touch shovel, we can get a bunch of this and make like a recreation of this biome back at base. I like that idea. Good idea, citizen. All right, the rest of the trip might be pretty straightforward because I don't think we need to stop anywhere. But I'll let you know if we do once we complete our circuit around this ocean. And then we can head back to base. Okay, hold on. I just saw... Did I just see? A pufferfish. Yeah, I did. If we could hit you without getting poisoned, please. Come here. Where are you going? I am running out of air. Nope. Come here. There we go. We got one. So there's a pufferfish, and then I just saw a nautilus over here. Oh, there you are. Come back. I don't know how I'd get both back. I might be able to attach it to a lead. Where'd you go? I just got you a nice pufferfish. Oh, there you are. Is it possible I could do this in one? I won't need multiple? Because I think it is pufferfish, right? Come here, buddy. Yeah, do you want this? Hey! Best friends forever. We did it. I'm on the Nautilus. Look. Okay, hold on. Saddle. So we've got the saddle on. What have we got here? Think up at the top right. Yeah, look, my bubbles aren't going down. Look at this. That is so cool. We can breathe underwater. Oh, it's got a dash like the camel. I forgot about that. If you press spacebar. All right, so we can't lose the boat. I lost the boat. Oh, there you are. So let's see if I can do this. Got the lead. We get off and attach the lead to you. Can I attach it to the boat? No, I just attached it. Okay, hold on. Don't hold the lead in my hand. Oh, well, I mean, it should follow us because it's attached to the lead, right? Will you follow us all the way home, or is that going to break if I go full speed? No, I think we're good. Awesome. We've got a Nautilus. That is so cool. Look at that. And we can make armor for it as well. So we've got the saddle that allows us to ride it, but we could also make armor. I am a happy boy. We've got a Nautilus in tow. We could bring it home, find a nice area to keep it for now, and then, man, we could do so much more exploration. That's huge. Being able to breathe underwater is huge. All right, I'm a happy boy. Let's head all the way back. We're almost home, but it does look like we have another portal here that we should check out. You be careful around these magma blocks. I don't know if that'll be an issue. I'm putting this here so I can hopefully attach you. Yeah. Then we can run over. Did I get obsidian yet? No, I haven't. Blast protection. Mending golden chest plate. I don't know. We'll grab them. And then since we're here, may as well grab the obsidian. I don't know if we're going to go to the nether in this video or not, but it'd be good to have it. Then obviously the gold blocks that are above it. I think I'll get the crying obsidian too, just so we can get the achievement. What? Did I just hear? Oh, You're late, and you're not... Oh, he's got cactus. That's something I need, and I've got one too few emeralds. Wait, did I might have picked up emeralds in here. How do I, like, take out more? Yeah, there are emeralds in here. Okay, hold on a second. This guy throwing me off. Oh, there's emeralds in here, too. Okay, come back here, you. Nope. Don't fall into lava or something. Come here. Got different kinds of dye, whatever. Yeah, cactus. I don't know where the nearest desert is, so as long as we have one of these, we can grow more from that. So that's actually super helpful. But that's about it. I was wondering when this guy was going to spawn. When I did the Stony Peaks only world, I was waiting for that guy for 100 days. He never showed up. At least I don't think he did. And it took him 50 to show up this time. Stop. Hey, stop getting him. I'm trying to mine something. They're like stepping on my head. Achievement? Achievement. Who is cutting onions? I am. Last one. There we go. How many was that? Oh, 11. So we could make a portal if we needed to. You can just hang here. We're not quite back to the base yet. And then we need to figure this out. So we just take that and we're good, right? Yes, we're good. Okay. Well, maybe that'll be our new wandering trader like in the last hardcore world where every time we happen by here, he's just still there, loaded in for 500 days or something. We're almost back to the river that brings us back to the base, and in case you're curious, I do have Zero's world map on here so I can see where I've been. So if you're curious how long that was, it took us about maybe 7 days total to go all the way around, and the world map, this is what we did. So here's the base right here. We came out this river, took a right, went all the way around this huge ocean, and we're just about back now to that river that's going to bring us home. So yeah, quite a distance, but we got a lot. We got a lot of resources. I'm happy with the results. So actually, these white stallions are out here too. I kind of forgot you can craft saddles now. I don't know when they added that, but I don't think I've ever done it. So we don't have to just wait to find them. We can actually craft them and then come get some horses if we need to or want to. And there's a sight for sore eyes. We're finally back. Now, eventually we'll need a more permanent solution, but I think what we'll do for now with the Nautilus is keep the boat right here, put down some fence. Hopefully that gives you enough kind of latitude to move around a little bit. And then we're going to have to run back and forth. Whoa, what am I doing? Run back and forth a couple times so we can bring all this stuff that we picked up and get it dropped off in storage. So let's do that. Perfect. There's the last little bit out of there. And kind of just put in random chests for now. But we do now have jungle saplings. We've got actually a few that we now haven't really used, including dark oak, which is great. Okay. I should probably start splitting these valuables up into separate chests. Maybe we do one for the tools and armor. That should save quite a bit. In fact, anything that's not like an ingot or something like it, ish, to my mind anyway, like that sort of thing. That is more what I had in mind. Then we can use our last item frame over here and just say, I don't know, compass as random valuable stuff. All right, we're unpacked. And I think it's probably beyond a time we moved the animals that are over there to our new area over here. And I don't necessarily have an idea for that, except that I want to utilize most of this area and give decent sized pens. There should be space for all 4. So cows, sheep, pigs, and chickens. And then depending on how much space that is, we'll have to decide. Do we want to also try to fit in horses and other things here, or should we do that, you know, further down here once we have more space? I'm kind of leaning towards the latter. But first, I remember we are running low on spruce, so let's refill on that real quick. And then we'll just get tons of fences and start marking out the area over here. Well, not over here, over there. We also don't have pigs yet. I'm sure there's some around. I just never really have any use for them, so it's kind of like, what's the point? But for the sake of completeness, we'll do it. We'll use some of the spruce that we just collected to make, like I said, lots and lots of fences, which if you hover here and press R, it just kind of quickly allows you to do the recipe for that, nice and easy. Same thing for fence gates. Maybe 8 of those, and 4 more for good luck. That should be a pretty good start, and we've got plenty extra. Okay, let's see how large we want to make this. The assumption is that we'll be on the pathway. It leads over here, and come to think of it, since these, well, I think are one or both of these elevated? This is, and that kind of is as well. Yeah, so we should probably have it elevated, which means I would like some deep slate to work with, as well as dirt. Hopefully we don't run out. Why, yes, that is levity. We shall do... let's do deep slate tiles. So, if we want this to be elevated like the rest, I think it's about that far out from the other ones. There will be at least, let's see, yeah, 3 pathway down the middle, 2 pens on either side. Pretty much utilize all the space that we can. And actually, it could be 2 separate things. We could have like open air in the middle and then 2 separate stables or barns on either side. That might look a bit better. So let's just see. If I do from here, it's 16 to get to the corner of there, which makes sense to me because we might No, we probably won't need another pathway, but still. Let's match it. Okay, good. It lines up. So I say we then take it back as far as we can. And I've been doing this a little bit of overhang just because, you know, we could terraform, build it up, or even just put a little support under it. But I want to utilize as much space as possible. And are we thinking that will be enough? Can I close it up there, or should I go further? No, that's probably good, because I also don't want it to overshadow this. It'll be shorter, probably, at least than the house, but still, I don't want it to be like the central focal point. There we go, and then we have to raise it up with dirt, but actually, before we do that, I think 1 or 2 rows or like layers of spruce slabs would be a good idea. We'll just go around the outside with that, and then we'll start filling with dirt. Ooh, but let's be smart. I will put a few around here that can turn into grass, so that by the time we get there, we'll have plenty of grass ready to spread elsewhere. And we've got plenty of dirt. I could just do this now. There we go. Light terraforming, no problem. And now we fill in the rest. So there's the border done. I think that should be good. And then if the rest is grass, the good thing is it'll be in all the pens. So if our greedy sheep end up eating a ton of the grass from theirs, it should still have the ability to grow in from other pens. And maybe even the ones that are underneath these slabs. That might also work. I'm not quite sure. But either way, the rest of this has to be dirt. I'm trying to do it in rows so it gives more opportunity for grass to grow up, just to save time. Doesn't really matter. It'll get there in the end anyway. It's more just that I like to see the grass grown nice and quickly. I need more dirt. We might replace the sugarcane eventually, because I like that it is like a natural wall that you can walk through, but it does cover up pretty much everything in here, so when you're outside, you can't really see what I've got going on in there, which was kind of the point. Something to think about for the future. I think that's probably plenty of grass on this level. It shouldn't take too long for it to continue growing, so let's just fill in the rest of it. Okay, so that will continue to grow. We can now get to work with our fences and think about how we want to do this, because I'll have room out here for the structure. That was kind of the idea, is I want the fences around the grass, but room out here if we want to build up, which we will, a couple barn type structures. And then, yeah, I could either have the entrances on the front and we'd have to run along this whole way, or this is the entrance. We could just run straight in and have 2 on this side, and then as we move forward, 2 again back here. And that seems better to me. So maybe we say, how big do we want these? Perhaps something like that. So these 4 here would be a building, these 4 would be a building, the interior, or I guess you'd be exterior here, walking without covering. That should be plenty of space. All right, I'm gonna take a few after I sleep, obviously, and work on building this. We'll probably do another time lapse here, mainly so we can fit in another Roman fact, and I'll see you once we've completed this barn, double barn type thingy. See you in a few. Before it was a famous republic, Rome was a monarchy. Between 753 BCE and 509 BCE, 7 kings ruled the city. While Romulus was a warrior, the second king, Numa Pompilius, focused on civilizing the people by establishing Rome's religious rituals and the first calendar. This era allowed Rome to transition from a collection of mud huts into a structured city-state with its first basic laws and social classes. And there you have it. Nice and simple, kind of rustic. This guy has been eating the grass nonstop. I don't even know where it came from, but I like it. We ended up doing a bit of a, again, kind of similar-ish to the house, where we have an archway of leaves and trapdoors. We tried to use some of the acacia, the spruce. Got elements of the dark oak in the shelves here. The acacia and the dark oak shelves I kind of used as accents throughout, just to give it a little bit of a different color. So it wasn't just only the, dark from the deep slate, the wood, that sort of thing. We've got plenty of space in each of the 4 pens. I did make some copper chains and lanterns. Those are already, oxidizing, but that's fine. It's cheaper than iron, or, I don't want to use the iron, so that's fine by me. So that's all good. It all works out. We've got the barrels for extra storage and things like that, but we do need to get the animals in here now. That's going to be the difficult part. So I've got this stuff on me already. There's no pigs over here, so we don't need carrots or anything like that. And in fact, I may wait until the sun goes down. I don't want to be halfway through this process and then it gets dark and zombies and whatever else starts attacking us. So as soon as it's morning, we have to move those animals from there all the way over to there. Shouldn't be too bad, but now that I've said that, of course it's going to be. So let's just wait a minute or two. Before we go over there, I'm really trying to get just the sheep in a boat, because I'd love to separate the sheep and the cows before we try this. You know what? I think we're just gonna have to, well, Let's see, will just a couple... Oh, of course, the chickens. Okay, we just got 2 cows and the chickens out. Let's start with that. That'll be much easier, because that way, if we can just get the sheep out, I could always start over again with just the 2 cows. We'll see. Whichever is easiest. We'll just start here, see how it goes. Oh, great. Are you kidding me? Are they inside there? They are inside it. This is... Oh, this is perfect. Okay. You've got to be kidding me, guys. This is not the ideal time, and you brought this on yourself. I did not ask any of you here. Nobody was invited. This is private land, property of Rome. Beat it. Okay, where'd the other cow go? There you are. Okay. Still good. Still good. Then, of course, the sheep is still in here. We want the chickens further back. So, chickens, you follow me. Why are you still following me? I'm holding... What, you like the seeds, too, you weirdo? Chickens in there. What? Oh, you better not be able to get over that. Okay, cows in here. Nope. 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 Oh, get out. Get out. Okay. And then sheep in here. So if we can get 1 more sheep in here, that's, you know, pretty much it. We'll be good. Ooh, okay. Oh, wait, I accidentally fed one of the cows. Just do the other one. There we go. Already expanding. Perfect. Now, do we just, turn all of these cows into leather and just start I think we just, yeah, we're fine starting over. Forgive me, cows. This is just much easier. Okay. We'll get the wheat in the offhand, get rid of all the fences. Then we can also get rid of the farms when we're done here, because that will be it. Everything is moved over to the more permanent area, which is always a very good feeling. All right, this way, sheep. I do love that this one has horns. That's so cool. Okay, so we've got plenty of sheep. We do need to breed the cows back up, but that shouldn't be too bad. There we go. Perfect. Got that. I don't think we need a lot of chickens currently, so I'm just going to leave it as is. We do need to find pigs. And then every time we're over here, we'll just breed the cows. Speaking of which, we'll leave the wheat in here, grab some carrots, and then go on the lookout for Sir Piglingtons. And actually, just so happens, I see 2 pigs right back there, and that shouldn't be too bad. It was meant to be. Come here, pigs. I got a carrot. Oh, wow. I forgot how fast pigs are. They're nuts. You also look insane with fresh animations. Can you guys make it across the water incredibly slowly? Yep, at least it's a short distance. Come on, you can do it, little scamps. This is your new home. Yes, I know it's beautiful. I did it all myself. Oh, you're too kind, too kind. You just broke one of my potatoes. All right, there we go. You 2 can have some potatoes. Get a few more pigs, why not? And that is it. Got the 4 farm animal types. Fix this potato. And I think what I'll do is just kind of go around and maybe do another collection spree, or at least fix up this plot. And as I'm doing that, I'll need to think about what we're doing next, because those are some of the main structures I was looking to do today. Central pavilion, animal area with barns, starter house, storage. We do need to do something with the mine here, and I'm not sure what else. Yeah, I'm gonna probably take a little break and then make that decision. I realized we had a lot of iron now, so I think we are going to make an auto composter, just because, as I'll show you in a moment, our seeds are kind of overflowing. Yeah, that's getting a bit untenable. Also, I made a separate chest for the flowers as well, so I think what we'll do... Is there a place we can disguise it out here or make it look nice? Probably not. But I usually put them in my house anyway, although maybe out here on the way to storage we can have it over here, because the bone meal would likely end up in here anyway, so yeah. Why don't we dig this out? Then we put a chest down here, hopper leading into that, composter on top, hopper into that, chest on the very top. Can it open with leaves? It can. I didn't know that. Solid block it won't open, but leaves apparently it will. Perfect. So let's take all but 1 of these. I don't think you can compost poisonous potatoes, and that should be it for now. There you go. Get started there. Getting me some bone meal. Let's just confirm it works. Yep, it does. Perfect. Okay. Nice little extra addition. And actually, we're about to have more for it because I'm going to clear all this again. The beetroot seeds might also become a bit of a problem now that it's actually a full plot. So that's something else we can use the auto composter for. And before we put that stuff away, are our cows ready to procreate again. Let's check. They certainly are. All right, so gotta remember, every time we're over here, we do that. We've got to do something with our sugarcane too. That's, I mean, I guess we could turn it into paper, but we're getting quite a bit. And I'm trying to decide how much beetroot we should keep. Maybe the same, just one stack, because eventually, like I said, we'll probably make more mega farms like that are huge. And that's how I see this chest. It's kind of the seed chest for larger farms. And that's because we're going to be using this to trade eventually in future videos. But for the time being, I think one is fine. We're gaining it so quickly, it doesn't make sense to keep more than that for the time being. And it wouldn't hurt to have this bone meal because, wow, that's going up pretty quickly. We could use it for things like this. We get additional glow berries. And then also, as we're building up, I'm kind of just going back around and adding little spots like this to make it look a little bit more natural. Okay, one more look at how things are turning out. I like it. Very organized, beautiful. Might have to come up with something to do right here. That's probably actually where the dock is going to be. It's already a natural spot for that. And then of course mine shaft over here, maybe a quarry or something, I'm not quite sure yet. And beyond. Look at how much space we have to use in the future, obviously. Tree farm might not be a bad idea, more of a permanent one. One last idea I just had, we never did plant those pumpkins. And now that we have the extra space kind of filled in over here with the barn, might not be a bad idea to just sort of line the sides of this, or could do the front. By just placing water underneath these blocks, then you could have pumpkins here and they'd grow forward. Still close to the rest of the gardens, but that should work. Yeah, let's do that. Ooh, gotta be careful. Looks like there was something under here. Actually, this should be pretty easy because we can just do that. Then come right over here, get more water. Does that count as infinite source? I think it does. Then we fill it back in, and that should be hydrated now. Okay. Perfect spot for the pumpkins, if we have enough. If not, I know where we can get a little bit more. Yeah, we need 8 more. Okay, we can close down these farms now and just break everything, bring it back over. And that includes the pumpkins. 16, that should be plenty. And we'll just bring all this over because we don't need it over here now. Just getting rid of all of this by putting dirt on top and taking it away like it never even happened. Fill in the rest of these, and then we should be good to go. I realized these shouldn't all be pumpkins because we did pick up those melons, so I just replaced a few at this end. And, oh, wow. Okay, that's exactly what I was looking for. I want to replace the rest. That way, half will be pumpkin, half will be melon. Wow, that one is growing like bonkers down there. Now that we have that done, I do have a plan. Or the beginnings of one anyway. Because in the future, this road will be leading in this direction, but we're not going to do that now because we're waiting before I can do more terraforming. And I had a couple other ideas. We need to decide where it makes sense to build things, and I think probably this spot and this spot are fair game. We can just have the road lead between those. And then the mine won't take up a lot of space, so we should be able to put something right here too. My first thought was checking, do we have enough materials to make an automated sugarcane collection farm? Because I just like the ability to see here, and like I said, every time this grows up, you're not able to do that. So first, I'm going to change this a little bit. We're going to get rid of most of this. I think I'll leave on the corners maybe 3, like that. And then now that we have the extra space, I think I'm just going to put barrels on the corner. And then maybe where each of the paths go away from the central pavilion, I'll do barrels again on the sides and a couple leaves, almost like a little hedge. Then we could have maybe a fence or 2, just so there's still like an element of something surrounding the entire area, but it's easier to see. There we go. So it still looks like it's surrounded by, you know, not necessarily a wall, but something to frame it in. It's just a lot easier to see when you're at eye level now, which I like. Eventually when we get glowstone, it might be a good idea to put glowstone underneath the leaves. A little bit of extra lighting. But I need to check now if I have the materials that I need to make an automated sugarcane farm, and if not, we will have to do a little bit of collecting for that. We might have just enough redstone. It looks like I'm probably going to need some more cobble because I just started cooking more stone and we're pretty low there. Aside from that, I think this is pretty doable. Back down to grab a bit more cobble. I've been working in here at that. By the way, I didn't really mention, but the reason I'm thinking about collecting a lot of sugarcane and just getting that rolling now so we have a surplus? It's actually two reasons. One, eventually we want an elytra and we're going to need firework rockets, and that's a part of making those. Number two, when we have librarians, we can trade for paper that we can make with that, so it's just kind of good to get started on it now. Okay, so I am looking at a tutorial, by the way, for this, and what it's telling me is I need 19 pistons. And what am I short on? Wood. Okay, there we go. We can get 19 of these. It says building blocks. Oh, perfect. 21 of those. 19... a few temporary blocks, some glass, sugar cane, then some fences, or fence gates rather, 2 chests, a singular hopper, and looking at the material list, I can already tell this is a bit different than the ones I've built in the past. It looks like, yeah, I might use water for a single collection point. Okay, that's not bad. We need a repeater, which means some of these. There we go. And it looks like that. Right here in this chest is everything that we'll need. So what I was thinking might be nice, what if we had one of the chests over here as a sugarcane chest, and then similar to how we connected the house to the storage area, what if we just made a little sugarcane farm right over here? So it'll always be loaded and always be working when we're at the base. And then maybe we can get a copper golem to just bring everything that's collected there into the storage room, and we never have to go in there. It's always just auto-collected for us, brought into storage. That's my plan. So I think I'm going to go grab those materials. I'm going to build something right here. It shouldn't take up too much space. You'll get it as a time lapse because I'll be following a tutorial. And then once it's done, we can confirm that it's working. See you in a few. The Roman monarchy didn't end with a whimper, but with a revolution. The 7th king, Tarquin the Proud, was a tyrant whose family's crimes finally pushed the Roman aristocracy to their breaking point. In 509 BCE, the people rose up and expelled the king, swearing that no single man would ever rule Rome again. This wasn't just a change in leadership, it was the birth of a new identity that would last for centuries. Okay, I'll be honest with you and admit I don't understand how this works. Redstone components on top, a bit of sand here. Repeater, there's pistons all in here. Normally you'd have an observer that would tell you when to push, but I'm guessing when one of these grows, what would happen? How does it detect? We might have to wait and just see if the magic happens, because yeah, like I said, I'm confused. I looked through the comments of the tutorial. I forgot this was here. In fact, I kind of forgot it was there when I was building. I hope that doesn't... Well, we could build the mine like around that, just make it a part of it. This isn't, you know, a final structure. We'll have to build something around it anyway. But the comments are saying when one of the sugarcane grows, it transfers that somehow to the redstone above, and then that causes this to go, which sets off the rest. I'm not quite clear on that. As long as it works, I'm fine. So we'll just wait a minute, see if this gathers us any sugarcane. Whoop, something just happened. Okay, it worked. That's clearly witchcraft. I mean, you always need observers for these. How does it tell? When the sugarcane grows, something happens up here that causes this to go off, but how does that make all of these go off? Yeah, I'm back at square one with redstone, apparently. I just simply do not understand. The important thing is, it works. And I think, well, first of all, I just made this chest, so that's just for sugarcane. And the reason I made space back here is if we wanted to do something like this, I could open up a little channel right here for a copper golem so it could bring things in for us. And I think in order to do that, we need to replace this with a copper chest and then make a little walkway so it leads the golem right where it needs to go. At the same time, we do need to improve the looks of this because it's just kind of out in the open right now. And because it's so close to the mine, I was thinking, because my initial thought was we would just make sort of like a cave-looking entrance over the top with stone, but maybe a better idea would be to turn this into the back of like a quarryman's hut or something like that, and then it extends to have like a wooden mine shaft entrance over the top of this so it's all one structure, just to hide what's going on here. Because, you know, it doesn't really fit the look of everything else. Which doesn't really bother me, but it's kind of too good of an opportunity to pass up since it's right next to it. So, let's grab some materials and think about what we can do here. Structure-wise, I probably should have built this a little bit further back, but once again, I don't always think these things through. And as far as how tall whatever we build needs to be, I don't want it interfering with any of the redstone elements. So I think if this is level and this is one above it, if we build up here, that should be safe because, right, it shouldn't interfere, or no? Could it, potentially? I don't think so. I think we'd be safe. Let's just watch it. Is this doing anything? No, I think that's fine. Okay. Ow. Ow. Oh, I thought that was going to be an ow. So let's start by making just a general shape of what we're thinking around this, because this one is going to be quite simple. Ow. It also might be a good opportunity to use one of the new wood types. So, after we frame this in... Hey, I just heard it go again. Isn't that always great when a farm actually works? Ow. So we'll have to do something out front for this weird little bit that we have going on there. The sides I like. We can leave that as a design element. That's pretty cool. We'll just have to cover up something up here. And then we'll probably do something like this, connected to that little hut. Alright, more materials, then I'm going to get to work. I'm kind of just winging it with this one, and it looks a bit bonkers, but let's just wait till the end. We'll see how it turns out. We're going to try some jungle planks. Kind of just blocking out a general shape, and then thinking about where it might make sense to have little accents like these upside down stairs and fences, so I stopped doing that. I keep falling in. Get some of these jungle trapdoors kind of placed around, little fences, and it starts to turn into something, and that's kind of what I was thinking, was just more of a rustic look, and like it was built by somebody who was perhaps not a professional architect, and that's definitely the thing that's coming across there. So let's slap a roof on it, and then I think we'll be good here. I ended up going with stone for the roof, and I think it turned out pretty well. Stone and cobble, that is. But doesn't that bring it together? That makes it actually look like something where it was a bit awkward before. Now that it has that on, I think it looks good. It's connected to the mine. It looks like it's just a little, you know, miner's hut or quarrier's hut, like, hut, blah, 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 blah. Quarrier's hut, and I think it fits in with everything else. I'm trying to keep the roof a distinct color, everything that we do, just to give it some variety, and I think that works. And in the time it took me to do that, I think I just checked, it was like 15 or 14 or something. Oh, it must have just gone up a bunch, 20. So it's not the fastest thing in the world, but it doesn't need to be. We're going to be here for a long time, and the entire time this will be working. So currently, I'm not going to do the whole copper golem thing because I don't think there's a need, but eventually we might do that. Or, you know what, honestly, we might wait until we have like hyper production on stuff for that sort of thing, but I don't know. We'll leave it open for discussion. Also, I guess we should connect the path up, shouldn't we? So if we mark this out, we'll have to go from a 2-wide path here to a 3-wide path here. It also wouldn't hurt eventually to, or wait, no, not those ones. These stay. Wouldn't hurt to make this actual stairs eventually, just because kind of a pain to hop our way up and down the whole time. There we go. Then we just need to frame it in, which means I'm gonna get rid of these 3 and then get a new border going around this. I have a feeling in the future I'm gonna regret making such an intricate pathway. Well, let's just say past this pavilion area, we're not going to do this whole framing with stairs and water because that's just too much time for a normal pathway. And I did these the wrong way. Perfect. You're supposed to tell me when I'm making bad decisions like that. Okay, then we waterlog. This is the one saving grace of this whole process. If it didn't do this, where it creates infinite sources for me to continue to pick up, I don't think I would do this. But there we go. We're all connected up. Much better. And then it still gives us a nice big open space here to do something which I might have a plan for. Oh, but actually that reminds me of something else. Before we move on to any new projects, well, I guess this is going to count as a project, but not really. I need some stuff. Yes, that's the technical term, stuff. And then we need to find an area that's central, that we'll see a lot, but I don't really want to mess anything up in here. I kind of like how that looks for now, so actually could be in our little patio area here, like right here. Is this enough room? Or actually this, no, I don't want to, I was going to say we could cover this up, but I don't want to cover seeing the dock that we're eventually building. I guess I would be running between the house and the storage area a lot, so it could be right here. I'm looking for a place to build a very small, like, notice board type thing. Since this is going to be a series, I want to have a place to put all my ideas, and your ideas, for things that we should be working on, just so they don't get lost. And I don't really like this as a spot either. It could be up here somewhere, it's just that would kind of mess with the flow, the design. I could just build it right off the path here somewhere. You know, like you're walking down the path and, oh, what's this? A notice board sort of thing. Yeah, I just don't want to build it into anything that we've got going over there, so I think we will do that, just something right here. It'll, shouldn't mess with things we are doing in the future. Yeah, because even if we do build something here and here, once we have a road going down this point, All we'd have to do is just build it a few extra blocks out, so we could just have a notice board right here. And it'll be pretty simple. We'll do fences and walls as sort of supports on the side. Planks in the middle. Eventually, we might need more space than this, and I don't know if I like that, actually. You know what? Let's do more space, and then up at the top, we can do something with stairs where they go this way, and fence in between. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that should be fine. Simple little notice board. Then I just need to grab some lanterns so we can probably hang them off the sides right here, and signs so we can actually do this. Signs, lanterns, probably white dye. We'll go with oak signs so it's a bit of a different color. We need 2 lanterns, and if I'm not mistaken, I think the white dye we can get from bone meal, right? Yeah. Okay. I already kind of have this in just a notes taking document that I have off to my side here. But I want it in world too, just so as we're running around, I'm constantly reminded, because the second I scroll on this document, it's just gone forever. There are some obvious ones early game, and I don't know if we'll get to them or not, but Nether Portal, obviously. Oh, we might not need white dye. That actually shows up pretty good on oak. Like I said, I think it's apiary for bees. Eventually, trading hall. For villagers. We will need an iron farm, obviously. Once we are in the nether, we will need a gold farm and an XP farm. That's probably going to be in the end. I'll just put generally upgrades. We're going to be working on enchanting and netherite. I looked it up because I keep calling it Guardian Temple, but it's Ocean Monument. So we're going to drain an Ocean Monument eventually. Oh, how could I forget this? New Legion platform. We had that in the old hardcore world to represent you, all of the subscribers. 1 armor stand for every 1,000 subscribers, so we need to get a new one of those. Hello, Rain. Automate produce, so that's going to be things like auto melon and pumpkin farms. There's villager farms you can do for the rest, so that sort of thing. Probably a slime farm. I'm just kind of, everything coming to mind, especially from the last world that I definitely want in this one, I'm putting here. We're going to need more signs. Oh, how could I forget? Creeper farm, if I could spell creeper. For gunpowder. Probably a frog light farm, as well as wither skeletons for the skulls, so we could fight the wither. We could do a trident / copper farm with drowned. I think they still drop copper. Yeah, copper. Oh, and then last one, that makes perfect sense. A raid farm, so we can get our totems of undying. And that, my friends, is quite the list. And it's going to take quite a long time. And that's not even, conclusive. There's going to be, or no, comprehensive? I don't know, whatever the word is. I'm sure this is going to grow as we take things off and all that sort of thing. So I'm going to get rid of this rainy day and sort of just stare at this and think about it. Is there anything we can knock out today, or should we look somewhere else? Because obviously we're not going to be doing anything nuts, like closer to the bottom. We'd have to start easier. I might have an idea, but it means, and I never cleaned this up, so you'll see what I mean back here. I went overboard with the house, so I might terraform this a bit to make sure that's all on land. And then what we might do is have a door leading out the back and then a bridge going across the water leading up here. Because I have an idea, like it's just kind of nice that there's this sort of crack in the mountain. Something we could do right there. And it might not be the full build yet, but I was thinking this might be a nice place for our nether portal. Because I have an idea of something that could surround the nether portal that would look really cool. I just have no idea how to build it. So that part might be a future video, but the reason I was thinking of going to the nether is because I'd really like some glowstone so that we could start lighting up other areas that's a bit more like hidden lighting, because right now we've got a bunch that's out, but I wouldn't mind having some in the ground that's just lighting things up, keeping the area safer, because right now it's not very safe at all. So let's get a bunch of dirt. I'm just going to terraform that really quick, and then we'll think about maybe a bridge. See, you thought it was silly to do all that terraforming early on, but all this dirt is coming in handy, and look at the results. Everything looks great. Legion is always right. Trying to make this look as natural as possible, but I'm not the best at doing that, so we'll see how it turns out. I guess that's not terrible. We might just want to bring this part out and round it out a little bit more, but that probably will do the trick. And now that I'm looking at this, I don't think we actually need to break through the wall at all, because we could just come right out this door that we already have. Take a right, and here's our bridge. So if we want to do that, actually this would line up better, because then you'd be right at this point over the crack. Yeah, I think that's fine. And how do we want to do this? It'll obviously have to increase in elevation as we're going. So if we're starting right here, every once in a while, we'll just raise it up a little bit, and we'll have to make it look fancier once we're done, but that general idea should hold. So if it leads all the way from there over to here, I just need to clear off this bit of dirt, then we can make it just probably a simple platform for now and put the nether portal here, and then in the future I can probably build up my idea from that. And I'm sure nothing will go wrong with that, not planning it whatsoever. But also I think we need some extra supports down here because that looks a bit silly. And, well, I might have enough. Extra support's looking okay, but still I think I'll have to do like fences or trapdoors under there. It looks a little bit too... It sounds strange to say in Minecraft, but a little bit too blocky. But also, let's get rid of this. And in fact, this might be the doom of my shovel. Could always do a quick trip back over to the plebs, because also my axe isn't looking too great. That should be plenty of room. Let's get some deep slate. I think we'll make a platform out of deep slate here. Doesn't need to be too large, and also I didn't think about this, but the fact that this is too wide will be like, that's perfect for a nether portal. I won't have to make a 3 wide one, which normally I would do because I typically do something that's an odd number instead of even. But this works for me. And then actually, if we build the portal at the back here, it might not be a bad idea to put glass on the back of it, because obviously I don't want to come through and fall into that, but it would be nice to see all of it. So I think what I'll do is work on improving the look of this bridge, just make it look nice because too blocky right now. Then we can get the nether portal in, make sure that it's safe, and then maybe go on a little collection spree in the nether, which I wasn't sure if I was going to do this video, but I honestly made a lot more progress here than I thought I was going to in the time that I had. We are going to head to the nether shortly, but this is what I ended up doing. Similar designs, things like trapdoors, shelves, leaves, fences, everything to make it look a little bit more interesting, so we have that leading up to an area back here where we can build a nether portal. And like I said, we'll do that in just one moment. I have emeralds right now because I want to run over to the plebs one more time, get a backup axe and shovel, and then we'll head in and primarily, I think, look for glowstone. We should also get more food if I can remember to do that. Actually, I'll do that first because I just came out back to the base without thinking. Throw the extras in here, get some more bone meal, and I didn't realize that it's exactly a stack whenever we harvest. Not too bad. We'll have to try to remember as we expand, maybe the villager type areas should be over here rather than closer to the starter area, because it will be easier to move the villagers we already have at this village if we are building stuff closer to this side of the island. I'm also noticing that every time we come back here, we seem to be collecting more, so I think they just keep coming over here to chat and can't figure out their way out of the fenced-in area that we created. So we will take 1 extra diamond axe, 1 shovel, and we can afford it. We may as well get an extra pickaxe. We're not close to breaking this one, but even so, we won't have to come back again. So thank you very much, plebs. And now all that remains is getting our flint and steel. And just because I thought about it, and because we probably have plenty of levels, why don't we combine the 2 bows that we have? That'll heal up what we have here, and give us power 3, along with punch 1 and unbreaking 1. 6 levels, not too bad. Alright, also I don't really use the sword too often, but we might as well get rid of the stone one, and replace it with iron. I could do diamond, I just don't think I need to yet. Also, I was noticing as I came up here, it's a bit off-center, and I don't know if that'll bother me. I mean, I could. It'll be on center if I build it right into the wall. So we could just get rid of these 2. Those 2 pieces of glass. Or wait, what am I doing? It's supposed to be in front of the... I'm dumb. Hold on. Fix what I broke there. And then we actually want to get rid of these so that it starts down there. Build it up to that height. Put it here. That should be what we want. Right? Is that good? That's good. Okay. So like I said, a bit off center, but we're going to be building this up into something bigger eventually, so this doesn't bother me for the time being. Okay, so just a bit of glowstone. Nothing crazy. Do we have a good spawn? No. Not really. We're completely encased, it looks like. So we'll have to fix that up eventually. I'm dumb. I just opened up lava. Oh man. At least it didn't break the nether portal. Let's try to find out what we have in the area around here. Oh my. Okay. This was not the nether trip I planned for. That's the portal right there. We just opened up. It looks like there's a bastion right here, and there's another fortress right beyond. Wow. I mean, in a way, that's incredibly lucky, but also that's not what we were looking for right now. So, I mean, we'll probably be coming back because there's a very good chance there is a netherite upgrade inside here, but I'm nowhere near ready for that. And at the same time, I'm not ready for a fortress, another fortress. Oh, that guy can see me somehow. Oh, I had my shield up. Do a slow-mo or something on that. I definitely had my shield up. Okay, so I mean, that's really good news, and in a way, it's perfect. That's so perfect to have those so near where we set up our nether portal, but like I said, it's not what we want right now, so maybe let's try a different direction, because I just wanted glowstone. Yep, I was just about to say, it's not the best idea digging up, because there's lava here, and luckily I got it in time. I guess while we're here, we may as well get some nether quartz as well. There we go. Okay, we finally made it out. There's the bastion and the nether fortress. Kind of looks like we're just gonna have to bridge our way up, putting these here, so hopefully we notice. Also, will the blaze be able to hit us from here? Oh, jeez, that enderman scared me. Probably from over there, but there's not a spawner that I can see, so that's something. Let's just see if we can get a bit of this. Oh man, that is precarious. Actually, that might be safer over there. Also need to do some lava cleanup because this is not helping us. And we need to really hope that there are no ghasts around here or that they don't spawn, because that would not be good while we're up here. Okay. Grab all of this, see how much we get. I could try that Silk Touch shovel, but that wouldn't last very long. Alright, that is almost a stack. That might be okay from the start. This is just not an ideal area. I was hoping we'd get a better spawn. I could run over there and do a bit more, but I don't know. Kind of feels like we should wait until we have more than just iron armor for something that we only need for like a design aspect. And as much as it scares me, I am glad we have both of these things over here, because that will help in future videos for sure. Alright, we got some stuff. Let's head, let's head back. I've had my fill of the nether. So I will make a nether chest for storage. One more item frame. We'll put it over here. Get a magma block on there so we know. And get all that stuff put away. With the glowstone dust, we can make 15. And I don't know that that will be enough for what I had in mind as far as putting it in the floor, because that was going to be like underneath all of these leaves, maybe even like a border surrounding each of the pathways. We could probably trade for a bunch once we have clerics, so that might be the way to go, or even Silk Touch back in the nether. So for these, I might use them in my next build as a sort of a way to use a lesser amount. And I think I have an idea what we're going to put right here. Because to even it out right now, we've got something here. Up here, it's getting pretty heavy, so I do want to fill this area. And it might be with a couple smaller things. Or actually, you know what? This could be large, what I'm thinking about. Looking back at our to-do list, I'm going to change this nether portal because we have it now. So I'm going to say upgrade, because we want to make that look better. And the next one on the list, apiary for bees. And I looked it up, apiary is the correct word. So, since we've got that initial beehive, I was thinking we could put that here and start producing more. And because we have kind of a unique shape here, I was thinking we could make the pathway here continue in this direction. This would be an entrance, and then you'd go into an initial structure that then was connected to something larger over here. And it might be the time for our first circle of this series. I'm surprised I made it this long without building something circular, but I thought this would be a good opportunity. We could have it like a square here or a rectangle and then connected to a larger circle to house all of our bees. And I should have been growing other trees, because now that I'm thinking about it, I almost wanted to use acacia for this, and we have very little. So why don't I do some tree farming? And then I remembered we wanted shears. I think I have shears somewhere. Yeah, there they are. But in case we run out, because when the jungle saplings grow, we want to get some vines as well. So, quick break to farm some trees, get some additional wood, and then we can start working on the apiary. See you in a few. With the kings gone, the Romans established a res publica, or public affair. Instead of a king, they elected 2 consuls each year to lead the government and the army. This system was designed with checks and balances, so that no one person could seize total power. This early version of a republic became the blueprint for many modern democracies, including the United States. I stopped replanting trees. We're just going to take down what's here and then let the rest kind of grow naturally, but I'm not going to wait around to chop them down, because I think we have what we need now to start building. I moved all the things that I thought we'd be using over here, because I'd like to do a blend of different wood types, and I'm not quite sure yet. There's going to be a lot of acacia. I'm going to try to use birch as an accent. I don't use it a lot. We'll come back for the flowers because that will be the last step. I remembered glass. That might not be enough, but I did collect a little bit extra. We'll find a way to work in the glowstone, and then we obviously need our bee nest. So for now, I'll start with those things there just for the general shape. And come to think of it, we should have leaves as well. We'll need trapdoors and campfires, which I think is like that. Yeah. Let's just start with 12 for now. And like I said, I think the way I'm going to run this is coming out of the storage shed. You would run straight into the entrance to the apiary. Maybe right about here. Small entrance, because I want this first part to be pretty contained, pretty sort of simple and plain-ish. We'll bring it back to the corner of the path there. And pretty much this area is just going to be for the storage of things that I need for bees. So things like shears, and maybe I would even store the honeycomb and stuff like that in here. But then on this side, we would have an entrance there that goes into a larger area, which would be circular. But how big of a circle is the question. This is 12 wide. So if we wanted it to be the same size, it would be a 12, what would it be, diameter? But it could go a little bit bigger, and it would have to be odd. Ooh, wait a minute. Yeah, we might need to change this, because I want the circle to be on a single point in the middle, do I? Yeah, I think I'd feel better about that. So just put these here, and then I think we move this over one. So now center point there, this is where it should go. And I don't want to go like nuts with this. It shouldn't be like a circle that goes whoa all the way around here. I do want it contained within this area. So maybe this is 13 wide now. So maybe we go 15 or 17 just so it's a couple blocks beyond. Let's try 17. And this will be where the circle starts. So I guess for now, let's just fill these in. And then maybe since it's more expensive with the circle, why don't we try it with jungle planks and build it out from there? Luckily, this is a pretty easy circle. I do use a circle generator, but once I get the pattern down, it's pretty easy. You'll see that at the top, it'll be easier to show here. At the top, there's a central point, 2 on each side. That's how I think about it. And then you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then once you've done that, you just repeat it when you turn this way. So you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then central point with 2 on each side. And then you just keep doing that over and over until you get to the point you started at. There we go. So how do we think that will do? And will it be enough space? It should. I mean, you could fit a lot of beehives in here. Oh, also, do we want to raise it up like we do everything else? Actually, no, it might be easier to just not do that. So yeah, I think I'll use this shape. I'll build this up into something that looks a bit better. We'll use the glass, the glowstone, then we can get started with our bees. Here we go. Early Rome was deeply divided between the patricians, or wealthy elite, and the plebeians, the commoners. For over 200 years, the plebeians fought for equal rights in a conflict known as the Struggle of the Orders. They even went on strike by leaving the city entirely, refusing to fight in the army, until the patricians gave them their own representatives, known as tribunes, who had the power to veto unfair laws. Alrighty, there we have it. Nice little sort of country apiary. And I'll be honest with you, I forgot until the very end that I wanted to use birch, so I kind of just threw some buttons around as an additional accent, but overall I think everything had turned out nicely. I ended up using the glowstone as just a floor light, essentially. It's kind of tall in here, and I did put some up at the top, but it wasn't really reaching the bottom, so it's on the bottom with the floor, some at the top. It should be enough light to keep it safe in here. But once again, went very natural, used lots of leaves, open with the glass so we can see in and out. The one thing I'm hoping, I did use a lot of slabs and trapdoors. I hope that doesn't mess with the bees, like, trying to get out and thinking that's a way out so they just get stuck on the ceiling, but I guess we'll find out. As far as where we're going to put stuff, I could do a couple things. I could try to put them, like, back in little nooks here, so it's like 3 in a row and that sort of thing. Or I could do them in rows down the middle, which is probably a bit more realistic. I could leave 3 in the middle for, well, we need a decent amount of floor space for flowers. I could have them raised off the ground. That's an option. Oh, I forgot my trapdoors. I got all that stuff, but not trapdoors. We only have 1 for now anyway, so I guess we just pick a spot and then see how we want to go from there. Because I'm thinking, say we did this row here, but we wanted to be able to get behind them just in case. That would fit 7, which means 21 total, unless we do them in rows, then it wouldn't be equal. So yeah, I think what I'll probably do is just start out here with our very first, and then see where we go from there, and I'm probably going to make it harder on myself than I need to, because if I wanted to have it floating, So a campfire would be there. I don't think they could hurt themselves on the bottom of a campfire. So we just have to put trapdoors all around. And then we could still fit 7. I couldn't get behind them probably unless well, I could do this and crawl underneath, I suppose. But no, I think this is fine for now. So we are just going to start with the 1. I'm going to plant a bunch of flowers first before we release the bees. And the reason I'm doing that is because if they are floating, we should be able to put flowers underneath where we couldn't if they were just, you know, on the ground. Alright, so let's get this place very flowery. Maybe some of the taller ones can just go in corners so they're not super in the way. And hopefully this will be plenty of flowers and, you know, it's not like they'd run out of pollen or anything like that. And then I think we're ready to release the bees. I really hope they can't get out anywhere. I was trying to be careful, but yeah, this is blocked off. That's all glass. Oh, by the way, you might have noticed there's definitely connected textures, like you could tell there is, but then when you move from certain angles, you can still see it, which is odd. I might have to find a different resource pack, but it's fine for now. Anyway, we are hoping we're good. I'm gonna jump up and down so we can get to the campfire and release. Hey, there they are. Please tell me that you're stuck in here. Lots of good flowers. Oh, by the way, no, we don't want to start breeding them yet. I need the ability to make more of those first. Yeah, they seem to love it. Yeah, you love your new home, don't ya? There they go, making me honey. Perfect. We've got ourselves an apiary. I just have to remember to come in here every once in a while and actually harvest that and start reproducing them and all that sort of thing. Speaking of which, I should get some chests in here, or at least 1 for now. 1 double, that is. And then we'll grab some shears and maybe some bottles, bring it in there. That way we can start getting honeycomb, bottles of honey, and building that out so we've got more bees eventually. So we can make some glass bottles. That's if we want the honey, but I'm not going to start with that. And then I'm just going to make few pairs of shears that we can keep in there. Oh, and then I gotta drop these off, and I just remembered something as well before I wrap up this little bee adventure. Okay, so that's good. They're still working on it in there. Now we need to change the to-do board, because I remembered another one. And it's perfect timing because we can now get rid of apiary. We've got it. We will also need a wool farm, and that's just automating sheep shearing essentially, so didn't want to forget that. Perfect. Updated. Everybody's happy. Oh, by the way, what does everything look like now? Ooh, a lot more even now. I like that. Really evened everything out. Beautiful. I am pleased. Now that things are looking pretty good up here, I'm kind of just in collection mode, or, you know, doing chores as I used to call it, just making sure everything is upkept. But also it's kind of making me want to head back down into the mine and start that strip mine. See if we can find more diamonds. I don't need them for anything in particular, but it always just feels like when I get to this point, I should have diamonds. I deserve them. So I just ran around and did some of that work. I got my extra pickaxe so that I don't know, I'm not sure if that one will break or not, but we'll have the backup as well as a shovel. The animals are bred. I harvested at least the wheat because that's the one that I keep going through quickly. Oh, we should check the bees and then we'll head down. Yeah, I see that it's done in there. Perfect. So we'll start with shears because if I'm not mistaken, that is what it takes for a new one. Oh, and we could actually make a new one now with 3, I think. I don't even have to go back for my stuff. I think I could do this all right here with what I've got. So if we do that, yeah, we get a beehive. We'll get 1 extra campfire, and then 4, I don't think we'll need 4 total because we're going to put it on the side of the other one, but 4 trapdoors. So if we take all of those, I don't know where the bees are, but they're not here right now, so let's see if we can quickly do this. If we get rid of you, put a campfire down next to it, cover that one up. Yeah, so I've still got some of those. Then we, take this, jump, put it on top. We've got 2. Perfect. I do wish that I kept the flowers in here, because then we could breed the bees, which we need to start doing. Let's try to do that before we head down. Looks like dandelions are the way to go. Oh, they're out. Quickly, quickly. Hey bees, I have something for you. Did 2 just go inside? Like, literally just went inside? Alright, hang tight, Mr. B. Any day now. There we go. About time. Okay. You've been patient, so you can have one. And then I guess you came out first. That should give us an adorable little baby bee. Look at that thing. Oh, so cute. Okay, so actually, can we now do another? We don't need another one yet. I'll grab this honeycomb, but we don't need another one until we have 6 bees total. Then to keep growing, we need to keep expanding that, which I do want to do. Honey will be important more than in the past because we need it for waxed copper and stuff like that. Aside from that, it's kind of just like candles and what are other uses for honey? Beehives, candles, honeycomb block. I guess that's one. You could put plebs on that so they can't jump out of stuff. Or no, not the honeycomb block. I think it's a actual honey block that does that. The rest I think is just waxing, right? Yep, certainly is. So yeah, it'll come in handy. So with that done, I'll leave the flowers in there too. We can head down to the mine. Oh, I'm gonna bring stairs too, just to make it easier to get up and down. And since we'll be getting tons and tons of deep slate, I'm sure, we'll use that for the stairs. As we descend, we'll do one side, and then when we come back up, we can do the other. So let's just, as we walk, kind of take it slow, do these, and then I think that's why I dug so high to leave space for this. So if I put a few more down, walking down, I'm not going to bonk my head, right? No, I should be good. Okay, let's do it. That was about 2 stacks to get down here. I have nowhere near enough. We'll do the other side, probably later. Okay, used all the stairs. We'll finish the other side when I make more. For now, my plan, I believe, is I'm going to just dig straight this way for quite a while, or, you know, as long as I can manage it, and then we'll just start going off side to side, and I'm not sure if it's going to be 2 tall or 3 tall. And as enthralling as it would be to just do that, you know, without any cuts, you know, a couple hours of just doing it, I think instead we'll either do, you know, montage bits or a cinematic, something like that. Enjoy whatever it is Editor Legion decides to do here. See you in a few. In 451 BCE, the Romans realized that laws shouldn't just be kept in the heads of the elite. They needed to be written down for everyone to see. This led to the creation of the 12 Tables, Rome's first written legal code. Carved into bronze and displayed in the Forum, these laws covered everything from property rights to family law. It established the groundbreaking principle that the law should be applied equally to all citizens, regardless of their status. There is a 50 by 50 square down here done, essentially. Except for over here, I had to stop at the very end because approaching from both sides, I ran into this, and I wasn't really willing to deal with that. I had to go up a couple times to empty out the old inventory, and I'm getting there again on the next time, but I found a lot of iron, a lot of gold, a lot of redstone, obviously lots of deep slate. But I made a, I guess, strategic or tactical decision, if you want to call it that. Anytime I found diamond, I left it. I didn't dig it up with this pickaxe, because you'll notice I don't have fortune yet. So I thought, why not find it all, and then anywhere I find it, I would put a torch on the wall. All the rest of the torches are on the ground, so I should hopefully be able to easily come through. That's easy because it's in the way, but if I take a look, let's actually check the system. I haven't tested yet. Yeah, there we go. So I see a torch on the wall down there. If I run down, I'll be able to see there's a diamond here. And I found several different areas with diamonds. Like there's another one down there, there's one down here, but I didn't dig any further, so I don't know how many total there are. I'm sure given that, I mean, that's got to be at least 4 or 5 right there. And if each one has, you know, maybe 5-ish total, that's not going to be bad, especially with fortune. So that's why I thought, why not leave it? Come back once we have a better pickaxe and get tons of diamonds. Oh, and if you want to see what that looks like on the map, that is pleasing, isn't it? Look at that. That's a 50 by 50, and then I just went through with a space of 2 blocks in between each tunnel, so that every time you're seeing new blocks on the walls. So that is satisfying and complete. So I'm happy with that for now. Let's head back up. I'm going to clean out the inventory again, and I might process some of the ores. I don't really need anything there just yet, but definitely need to organize. Oh yeah, by the way, that's about how much deep slate we got while we were down there, so not too shabby. Not to mention the redstone. Look at all of that. Jeez. Oh, and also the pickaxe held up great. Unbreaking 3 was like just a champ. I thought for sure I'd need a new one, but didn't even get there yet. I just remembered that we were talking about saddles and stallions. It sounds like a D&D ripoff, doesn't it? Saddles and stallions. And I looked it up earlier. I think I need more leather. So if we look at the uses for leather, yeah, you can make a saddle now. So that's 3 leather, 1 iron ingot, and we only have 1. You know what that means. I have been running around doing chores, so we should have quite a few cows by now. But just to be sure, we'll go through. And nope, I literally just did it, so of course we can't. All right, we have any takers since you're standing right here? Oh no, I missed it. Somebody got away. That guy didn't even give me leather. And that one did, but it's too far. Come here. Oh, it did give me leather. There's 3. Okay, we're good. I don't have a place, really, to put horses yet. So we might just bring one in here and, like, tie it in the middle so everybody can behold our stallion. But we should now be able to do this, that, get another saddle. How cool is that? You don't have to just find them anymore. Also, I wonder, should I make more leads if I can? Yeah, I can, because we could always get a few. Just 1 saddle for now, but I mean, if we're going out finding horses, we may as well grab, I mean, at least 2. And I can't be sure, but I think they were this way. Of course, I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure it's when we were going out to the ocean we saw them. And I don't want to bring the boat because I'm hoping we can ride our new Faithful Steed back. No, not Faithful Steve. Faithful Steed. You are not Faithful Steeds. There they are. That's a Faithful Steed. And more here. Kind of forget how to tell, like, as far as how fast they are, and I think you can see how much health once they're tamed. But after that, you kind of just have to ride them around and see how fast they are. Come on, buddy. Don't you want to join Rome? Outrageous. We have a competitive benefits package of roof over your head, and then after a 5-year internship, you can apply for an entry-level role. It's unpaid, but you might get the occasional... Oh, there we go. The occasional apple. That's what did it. Okay. So, how do we tell... I mean, that seems fairly fast. Maybe we get a couple and just see if it feels different to me. I guess this could be faster. Hey, you up there. You want to join up too? Let's take this off for now. You... Nope. Stay... Hey, you stay with me. So we'll hold on to the one. Hey, these are rowdy animals, and we'll try to tame you. There we go. Let's see with you. Does it feel any different? Yeah, actually, maybe a little bit faster on this one. Since it's probably going to be a bit longer in this one until we get an elytra, this isn't a bad way to travel. I mean, the boat is probably faster, but what if there's no water? Yeah, you ever think of that? Should we get just the 2? Should we get any more? There's like, I think I see 3 more over there, and I've got 2 more leads. Maybe let's bring you 2 back. Because yeah, I'm gonna need 2 leads for you guys. I'll have 1 left. Maybe we start with this. Oh, and you could probably guess what I'm gonna ask here. There we go. That's what I was looking for. What should we name the horses? We have 2 stallions. Sure, can sift through the comments and find a really good name for them. Alright, can you swim? I hope? Yeah, you can swim. Both of you. Good. So, we'll walk you in here, and for the time being, we'll just kind of get you attached to that. You as well. Can I... They have to be separate? Okay, whatever. There we go. 2 stallions. Let me know what their names should be. Maybe next video we'll get that taken care of. And actually, I mean, should I just take the one with the saddle out now? Because if we look at the map one more time, this is our starter area and kind of our starter island. We went up around this whole sort of ocean or whatever we're calling it. There's a lot of things I still haven't seen. I haven't seen a swamp. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else, mainly for mangrove, that's what I'm thinking of. So maybe we should go by land now, over this way. Just do a bit of exploring, see if we can finish up our little tree collection here. Yeah, I think all we're missing is mangrove and pale oak. That's actually not too shabby. Either way, wouldn't hurt to do a little bit of exploring, so... I'm just gonna swap out these nearly broken tools for now, just so I feel a bit better. We'll grab our bundle once more. And then we'll do a bit more exploring. I just want to know what the surrounding area looks like. I mean, I can do this with FreeCam, maybe a little bit cheaty to get a look like that, but it doesn't tell me a whole lot. Aside from there's a lot of snow over there, but I can't tell if something's like a swamp, for example. Oh, a desert would be nice too, if we could find a desert. So yeah, let's just go do some old-fashioned exploring. The non-elytra way. How do I... Come here, why can't I... Okay, there we go. Come on, nameless horsey, let's go. We'll head off the island because I think that's the only way that there's no water. The little strip of land over here. And then I'm just gonna keep going, probably for a couple days, see what we can find. Kinda wish this wasn't a forest. It's not the easiest thing to get through on a horse. There we go. Opens back up now. Don't really want to go to the icy areas, so let's see what's over this way. And that's pretty much all snow. We could take a turn, but that's a lot of water. Can horses go in boats? Like if I made a boat, could we both just like hop in? I'm not willing to try yet. I got a little turned around and I think we're back at spawn, basically. It was all water and ice that way, so I guess we're gonna go the other direction. And actually, I think, are we right about to pass our base again? I think this is the area where our island is? Yeah. So basically, I just went from there, went that way, all the way along that, through that forest, around to the ice, made a big old circle, and ended up coming right back where I started. Okay, let's bring Horsey home. Don't tell Foxy that I stole his horse name already, but no, we're going to change the name. You let me know what we're naming this horse. But yeah, let's bring him home, and I'm just going to take the boat again. It's a lot easier. Exploration attempt number 2. So new plan, since we already circumnavigated the ocean, if that's the correct term, no idea if it is, why don't we just head beyond the icy areas and then we'll just head inland from there. Maybe there's a river we can go along. I wonder if while we're out here we should stop here and get a bunch of sand. I mean, there is some back near the base, but it's just little patches. It'd be a lot easier if it was like a little beach area. Might not be a bad idea, but also, I am lazy. Is this a river or just a little bay? Might be a river. Do we need ice for anything? If we end up, the only thing I can think of is if we end up doing like item transportation where it slides along the ice, then maybe. But can I even get this without Silk Touch? I can't remember. Can I pick you up? No, I cannot. Not unless it's blue ice, I think. So no go on that for now. And it looks like the river ends. We might have to hop out of the boat and bring it with us. Yep, let's do that. New cow types, but also it does look a lot like free leather to me. So sorry cows, but this saves the at base cows. Your sacrifice won't be forgotten. Got another river here, and hello, look at that. I bet they have a chest that they're just really hoping somebody will plunder. And I am that somebody. Hello, barbarians. Yield your booty to me, but not in a weird way. Oh, there's a lot of them. Come on. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Don't follow me in here. I'm not doing anything suspicious. Well, that was easy. What do we got? Kinda garbage? I don't want any of that other stuff. I've got all that. Alright. Waste of time. Thank you very much, barbarians. Goodbye. Ooh, the fancy one with the hat trying to stop us. I don't think so. Hey, no, don't follow me. I'm done. We're done. I did what I wanted to do there. There's nothing left. Ow. Okay, there's a lot of them. And it's going to night, so if you guys could just stop following me, I kind of want to go to sleep. And I'm not going to be able to do that with all of you following me. Knock it off. And my hearts are getting low. So, again, let's wrap it up. Thank you. I don't think they hit me even once. Yeah, that kind of looks like it's in my shield and not in my foot and hand, right? Actually, there's a village over there. And this is right here. This might be a good location for a raid farm. If we could build it like right over here, maybe? Not a bad idea. Although, you don't need to build it near a pillager outpost anymore, do you? Because you can just drink the potion, the Bad Omen potion. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. I hadn't thought of that. I was thinking we would need that, but I really don't think that's the case anymore. As long as we can get enough of those potions, we can start a raid anytime we want. That's not a swamp, is it? Is it? We'll go look in a second. Well, no, I was going to check out the village. Let's check this first. Is that a jungle? No, I think this is a swamp, but not a mangrove swamp. And it is incredibly small. Very useful. There's like nothing. Oh, here we go. It opens up a bit. There might be mangrove somewhere. We can go take a look, but hey, we found a swamp. That's something. Oh no. Somebody built their house right on top of a lava lake. Come on, guys. That's like house building 101. Do not build your house on top of lava. I'm amazed that I even have to tell them this still, these plebs. Look at it, right on top of it. Don't worry, citizens, I'm coming to your rescue. I will, put out the fire to check if... Yeah, this is done. This house is done. Oh my goodness. Well, hopefully lesson learned, by the plebs, but I doubt it. You guys watching that? Did you learn any lesson? No. Alright, we'll grab some stuff and then we'll leave them in relative peace. Ooh, hello. You don't say. Not a bad chest at all. Think I see... Yep, I will definitely take this stuff. That will come in handy. And that, thank you. No, you can't go to college because you don't live close to me. Only plebs loyal to me can go to college. Okay, I think that's everything that I want. Let's see about this swamp and see if there's mangrove off to one side. Sometimes they're connected like that, but not always. I should have brought my my shovel with me with Silk Touch. I could have gotten more bees. But that's fine. We can just keep making them back home. Do I want lily pads? Yeah, why not? It does not look like there is mangrove here. We'll even free cam just to be sure. But no, I don't think so. We might have a witch's hut over there. That might be what that is. But no mangrove. Well, if we can't get mangrove, and if I'm not mistaken, I think this was the side of the ocean that we're currently on that had that dark forest where we were pretty sure there was a pale garden. So we can always stop there, at least bring one wood type back with us. Yep, I think that's it right there. See that? That is quite the run, but we'll make it. I think it was on the other side of this hill, if I'm not mistaken, which is a distinct possibility. Ah, there you are. So not on the other side, but close enough. Bring your pretty trees to my axe. I don't think I've really built like anything. Well, I guess I did a Pale Garden only world, so of course I built with it in that, but just generally in other worlds, I don't think that I have. Also, another thing that Silk Touch would have been nice for, we could have got a Creaking Heart and brought it back, but I did not think about it. So I guess we're just gonna stick with the saplings for now and some of the moss maybe. But we're here, we'll get plenty so we don't run out. And we'll pick up some of you. I'm assuming it works the same way as regular moss where we can make more if we want to. Just, you know, basically use one piece to make it spread. That's so weird, the vibe changes when you come in here, like it desaturates everything. Really creepy. And it makes weird noises too. I don't like that. Oh, actually, what about this other stuff? If I make shears out of the iron that I found, can I, like, take this? What is that? Pale hanging moss. That might be kind of fun. Use it for more details. Hang it from buildings and all that. Alright, my inventory's full. Got 22 saplings. Plenty of the logs. We got some of the pale hanging moss. There's a ton of stuff in the bundle. Lily pads, that's new as well. So I am going to call it a successful trip, and I'm not going to hang around for the creaking to come out because that would be spooky, and it's not spooky season. I'm ready to go home, and I think the easiest way is just head back to the ocean and take our boat. Alright, back home we go. Fortunately, my tree farm over there acts as a sort of beacon, the out-of-place spruce, amongst other things, so that makes it a little bit easier to find the way home. I haven't been up at night much, and I'm realizing I might need to change my shaders. There should be more going on in the sky. Let me check that real quick. There we go, that's a bit better. The auroras, look at that, lovely. And there's gonna be mobs out for sure. Hey, do you have this guy has a Nautilus shell. Come here, buddy. You wanna drop that? I don't think I have any of those yet. You both are carrying one? Look at this, both these guys. There's one, oh, I must have had one. Maybe I found one in a shipwreck, I don't remember. I'll take them though. Thank you. I think I need those for, what are they called? Yeah, you can make a conduit out of that in Heart of the Sea, which we also found. So if we get enough, shouldn't need one because we got the Nautilus here, but you never know. Alright, we gotta sort the inventory and definitely go to sleep because it's gonna be busy around here. Like I said before, we are not spawn-proofed, mob-proofed yet. So give me a minute, I'll take care of that. We now have about 10 days left to wrap things up here. And to me, I'm thinking we should probably use the time to ensure that we're all set for our next video. And speaking of, what am I thinking for the next video? I actually didn't know until I made this one because I didn't know how far we'd get, what we'd want to do next. And longer term, I was thinking maybe day 300 or so we beat the Ender Dragon, then maybe day 500 we get an Elytra, that way we can space things out nicely. I don't know if I'll actually follow that, that was just my initial thought. But if that's the case, say we are going to do 300 days beat the Ender Dragon, I want to go in fully enchanted, so that means potentially next video we start working on villagers. And that might not even just be a full trading hall, it might just be a villager breeder. Then we do a few to trade with, get our upgrades, enchant, things like that. So kind of a blend maybe between trading hall, villager breeder, and doing upgrades. That way by the following video, we can take on the Ender Dragon. And if that's the case, we don't need a whole lot for that, just building materials, lots of produce, so I'll probably spend the next 10 days just making sure we've got as much as possible for this. In case we do want to use honey blocks as a part of villager setup, I'm also going to be working on the bees, because right now, not a whole lot. We definitely need, like, I don't know, at least 12 hives, if not more. And that definitely takes some time. Also, on the animal side, we should make sure we're breeding those, getting as many as possible. In other words, I have lots of chores to do over the next 10 days. Oh, also as a side note, speaking of, you know, spawn-proof, mob-proof, oh, I didn't think it would break it just stepping off of a stair. That stinks. I'll have to go get our diamond hoe. But anyway, wouldn't hurt to go do some additional lighting around the area, especially in places like this back here where, well, maybe those lanterns take care of it, I'm not sure, but yeah, additional lighting just to make sure it's safer as we move forward. Also, out of curiosity, how are we looking over here? Make sure it's been running this whole time. Oh yeah, wow. That's more than I thought it would be doing. Or maybe more time has passed than I thought, but that's pretty good. I like that farm. And I forgot to bring beetroot seed back to replant that. Oh, look who it is to trample. Speaking of trampling on my stuff, hey buddy, what do you have? Fermented spider eye for emeralds. Water bottle for emeralds. Don't think I've ever seen that before. Fire coral block. That's interesting. Oh, I didn't grab any of these open eye blossom when we were in that Pale Garden, did I? And glowstone. Okay, yeah, I'm interested. Let me grab some emeralds. Hold on. Don't trample my gardens. Hey, I'm watching you. Ooh. To do it right as I'm telling you not to do it. That's the extra salt in the wound. So that's like 2 wandering traders in 100 days. That's, man, I feel like they used to spawn more quickly. All right, how many of these can you give me? 7. Okay, we'll take it. And glowstone? Only 5. That kind of stinks, but fire coral block? I think we could probably find our own coral reef, so no thank you. Now, the next question. Do I want llamas? I think I might. I kinda deserve them more than him. Like, what did he do to earn that? Exactly, nothing. So, it just so happens I've got this gravel. Let's see if he wants to hold on to this for me. Like, if you just were to go in there for a second, like right down there, can you hold on to this gravel for me, please? You guys hear that? You hear that? I don't know what it is. Not sure, but it should stop any second now. Oh, there we go. Good, it stopped. Hey guys, welcome to Rome. Right this way, please. I've got some horses I want you to meet. Yeah, right in here. You guys are going to be hanging out with them right here, and we just need to tame you. There we go. Tamed. You can tell because you can get in their inventory at that point, but also just be sure to tame your llamas if you want to keep them, because if you don't, they do despawn. There we go. Alright, welcome to Rome. Ooh, rainy night. Let's clean this up, and then actually I'm kind of curious what the base will look like on a rainy night. So, put that back, get to safety, and let's have a look. Should give us an idea about lighting things up too. Yeah, so not very lit up. It does kind of look peaceful and nice, but we could use some more lights up here by the barrels and the fountain. And maybe also the barrels leading out of the pathway, because the center here is not as lit up as I thought it was, so we'll add some lighting there. I think I will try to find some way to put lighting around the edge, just simple stuff. It doesn't have to be crazy, just to make it a bit safer. Definitely need lighting over here. If we end up doing a dock, that should help it. Yeah, so, okay. I know what to do in the morning. Sleepy time. I wish lanterns weren't so expensive. It won't be as bad once we get librarians, because then we could just buy our lanterns. Another thing I'll ask for comments on, if you are, what would it even be at this point? Like a 3-year veteran of the channel? Like you've been here since the beginning? Or even if you've just watched the original hardcore series, let me know what you think about this one versus the other one. I'm curious. I mean, obviously it's a 3-year difference, so things are going to change, but I'm curious, you know, first video last time, first video this time, what do you think about the differences? I'm noticing especially like my design, the way I build things has changed quite a bit, which I'm sure is natural, but also just the pacing and the things like that. Let me know your thoughts. All right, quick look at the bees, and then we'll add some additional lighting. I keep doing that. I need to put pressure plates by the doors so I don't have to keep worrying about that. Give me more bees, please. So we're up to 6 now, or is it more than 6? We might be ready for another one of these once the bees go inside. So maybe tonight, if I remember, we'll add another beehive. But for now, especially since we don't have any more interesting lighting like frog lights or glowstone, at least not enough to do what I wanted to do. Under here, well, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At least 8. I guess I could. We'll obviously have to go back for more, but yeah, let's do it. So we'll have more eventually, but I was thinking maybe just under that, we replace it with glowstone. That should help light up that outer area if we do it at each point. And then I want to save the lanterns for around the edges, like of the island, I mean. So maybe up here for now, we just drop a torch on each one of these. Could always change in the future. So we've got 15 lanterns. We'll start over here right at the edge and just do a double fence and try to get a lantern on top. Nice and simple. I don't super like how it looks, so probably we'll change that eventually. Oh, I kind of forgot that I planted the cactus back here. I was just trying to make sure we could multiply it. We could make a cactus farm, but that's just mainly, I think, if we wanted to make more dye, right? I don't remember if there's any other... No, not really any other use for cactus that I can remember anyway. Okay, so now the middle should be lit a little bit better. We've got these going around the outside of the island pretty much all the way around. We might just want to do something right here, like at least bone meal it a little bit and add some flowers. Just want to make sure everything is tip-top, because we're probably going to be, next video, moving on. Honestly, I was thinking about it. What we're probably going to do, and this is subject to change, is start by just working with the plebs a little bit more to get a god tier shovel. So like fully enchanted. Then we take out the rest of this and move on to start building in this direction. That's why I want this to be almost 100% done. The only thing we might not have is a dock, depending on how much time I have for that. So our usual detailing stuff. do some bone mealing first, then we'll come back over it with some additional things. Don't want to go too nuts, but I do like having this every once in a while. Oh, yeah, I forgot we were supposed to do something with the bees at night, so we'll do that. Get rid of the tall grass. Then once we go in here, let's check it out once more at night, see how our lighting did. Yeah, that's a bit better. You can see now in here at least, that's, you know, more light is coming through. I'm sure it's not perfect, but it's better. The edges are lit up so you can kind of see the extent of our domain a bit better. Yep, that's looking good. So we just got to add a little bit more detail over here, but first, extra beehive, or yeah, beehive. And then we'll add it on the other side with a campfire, more trapdoors, and beehive. Perfect. And it looks like nothing spawned in here overnight, just out there, which, you know, obviously we haven't lit up yet. I don't trust you to stay out there, though. Hello, spider. And hello, creeper. Yep, additional one. I see you. Thank you. We picked up these wildflower things, and that might be a nice touch here and there. I also kind of forgot I like putting hay bales down every once in a while just for that extra touch. Makes sense to have them over here, too. These eye blossoms, I think they change depending on if it's day or night, right? I can't remember. More of the tall flowers. And then where would be a good spot for leaf litter? Ooh, actually, I did a simpler pathway in here, but that might be a nice way to make it a bit more interesting, is between all of these inside the barn. Almost like animal fodder type stuff laying down. Yeah, that's better. Alrighty, so we've got that looking a little bit better. You kind of have to ignore everything from this point to the right because this is the only thing that we're sticking with, and I think it's pretty much good. I wanted to think about the dock some more. That's why there's nothing there. So I think that's the one part we're going to wait probably till next video to do. But I don't know, I think things are looking pretty good. So thinking once again about this, I am probably going to spend a couple days preparing for this. And that's just, you know, making sure we have as much for trades as possible. So I'll probably do a lot of collecting with the spruce. We'll continue to go through the produce and fill up our chest with as much as possible. Oh, I'll start shearing the sheep. We're going to need a lot of beds. So that's something I'll start doing as well. And really just anything else that comes to mind. I'm glad I remembered about the sheep. That would have been frustrating, getting ready to get started and realizing I'd have to run over and just start stealing beds, which, you know, is fine, but I'd run out pretty quickly. Bring me your wool. So currently every run through here gives me about 24 wool. Not bad, but let's breed them up some more because we could do better. And you, yep, keep the population growing. It honestly wouldn't hurt to have a bit more wheat, so I wonder if there's an area we could do a larger farm. I did use up pretty much all the space. I guess we could fill this back area here with a farm. Kind of just surround the apiary with it. Yeah, give me a minute. I think I'm going to do that. Okay, that should add quite a bit of wheat for our needs. But I'm kind of wishing I hadn't composted so many of these seeds now because we're not going to be able to fill it out. But I'm sure before we get to the end we can. We could also use this for crop rotation if we find ourselves low on anything else. It doesn't always have to be wheat. We could just, you know, say, hey, I've got enough of that now. Let's swap it out for carrots or potatoes or whatever. So we just have to finish filling out that last portion, but that, like I said, I don't think it'll take too long. I just used the last of my wheat, well, at least my cow wheat on breeding the cows. I've got a bit left over here for the sheep. I'm trying to keep it even-ish. But we're making a lot of progress. That is now getting me almost a stack of wool. I've been breeding the bees, working on the farm, collecting wood and leaves because I was getting low on leaves. But now we've got over 3 stacks there, over a stack of wool, and the farm is making progress. So just generally, overall, we're making progress. But we mustn't rest on our laurels. We continue. I spent the night expanding the bees in here because I figured why not? I made as many as I could right now. That way we don't have to count as we're breeding the bees. We just keep breeding them until it looks like they can't fit in there anymore. Can you get out of there, friend? Yeah, I mean, they can go up and over. Should be fine. So yeah, this is now better. We'll eventually fill this side out. I just didn't have enough. What did I not have enough of? I think honey. I ran out of honey, so we're getting some more there. That is filling out. Now we just need to finish the farm. I think this is enough. Yep, there we go. The farm is finished, and it's been nice because it's taken a few days to do that, but as I was waiting for these things to grow and doing it, I've just been running around collecting things, breeding the animals, breeding the bees. So now things are filling out nicely in here. We've got lots more bees. We have so many animals, in fact, that I'm noticing lag over here already. So yeah, they're probably beginning of next video. We're ready for a culling over here, let's say. I've been collecting oak, so we've got plenty of stacks of that now, as well as the spruce. So we're going to be good to go for building in the next video. I guess, We're not too bad on cobblestone, but we might need to end up collecting some of that. Deep slate will be fine. Glass, that's going to be something we'll need. But we are in much better shape than we were. Yeah, do you notice this when I come over by the animals? Do you see that frame drop? That is nuts. So we'll definitely be cleaning that out next video. Yeah, I just checked. Looking this way, I have about 180 FPS. When I look over here, it drops to about 40. So that tells you what's going on there. I'm wrapping up little details, and I did end up using some of that, I've already forgotten what it's called, the hanging pale vines or whatever it is. I think it's just a nice little thing that adds detail. It's not a solid block, and that's always nice. So those are just kind of scattered around a little bit. I did notice a bit of an empty area over here that I just filled up. On the other side of the apiary, I did the whole bone meal thing again to give it some grass. Made a little like campsite area. I like doing these. I just think for little empty spots, it's nice if you just throw around some barrels, hay bales, maybe some pumpkins, add a campfire in the middle, and it looks like, you know, somebody just stopped by, have a little rest here. But now that that's in place, like I said, that was the last little open area that I thought looked empty. I'm pretty sure it's all evened out and looking good. There's always space, you know, to cram in little things here and there. But for now, I think we're pretty good for the next video to take this roadway, lead it out here, and I do think we'll swap now. We're not going to do the water anymore. It might move to something like this, which is more rustic. Maybe we'll go to like gravel, tough, stone, things like that, make it a more official roadway, and head into the beyond for what I assume is going to be our villager type area next. And in fact, there might be a gap between this and further along, maybe this end of the island for villagers, just to try to keep the lag under control. And then in between, we could do something that's easier, like could be a tree farm or regular old farms, not quite sure yet. But like I said, we'll need a quite good shovel for that, so at least mending the highest efficiency, unbreaking, something that can get us all the way through, because this little portion took something like 20 or 30 stone shovels and maybe 4, I think, diamond shovels, and there's much more here. So yeah, we just want to make sure we're using our time efficiently. But that's for the next video. I will be looking to your comments, especially as the series goes on, you know, just deciding what direction to take things. Obviously, I've got a lot of ideas here on the board, but I'm more than happy to, you know, review comments, and if I see anything that go, ooh, that would be great for this world, we'll get it added. But I'm really excited. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I've been doing so many just regular old 100-day challenges that we just do 100 days and then move on to the next world. I'm really looking forward to the opportunity to finally grow a world and not have to abandon it after, you know, just one video. And fortunately, we got an excellent start on this one. I honestly got a lot more done than I thought I was going to, and I'm still kind of shocked that the first time we did this, the very first video on the channel, we did everything. We had fully enchanted diamond gear, we beat the Ender Dragon, we had more farms, so I probably worked through the night more on that one. All that being said, I think we're ready to wrap up. So with the first 100 days, we got our starter house, we got a nice little farming pavilion area in the middle, a barn for our animals, a beginner's storage shed. Like I said, that'll probably get larger, or we'll make multiple of those, that sort of thing. An auto sugarcane farm attached to our mineshaft entrance, an apiary for the bees, which is working great, an additional wheat farm, and the starts of a little bit of trading with the villagers over there, but that'll, like I said, change a bit. And also, probably that's going to change the tree farm. We'll probably move that somewhere else. Oh, and then of course, the nether portal back there, which is going to be upgraded. I think I have an idea of what we can do there. So once more, let me know your comments. I'd love to know what you think about this first video in the series. And maybe we can get back to watching the sunset, except it's going to be quite difficult because it sets over a hill. So we can kind of just look out the window here, I guess. You know what? We may as well use free cam. Why not? And as we wait for the sun to set, look at this. Everywhere that you see plains, basically, I think is fair game. So this entire area could be built up eventually. I mean, it would take probably thousands of days to do so. But if this is 100 days, imagine what we could do with all of this space everywhere. It's just endless. So I am very much looking forward to it. And as the sun sets, I will leave you once again with an as always, thank you for watching. And we will see you in the next one, citizens.